No.
No. Okay.
The only thing would be possibly sending a familiar, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think he mentioned he would probably be returning soon.
Returning to the cathedral or to his
To the
place?
cathedral, yeah.
Aye, so we have potions against necrotic. We can approach the Shadakai. We still assume the Shadakai may be the Shadow Dragon, right?
I know that you all thought that was a possibility, yeah.
Well, maybe that's well. We probably need to get in touch with Orchard at least to try to find him. I'm probably going to try to see if there is any tracks outside of the cathedral that would kind of indicate a large number of hobgoblins.
All right, so you go outside the cathedral, and when you get out there, you see there are a bunch of warforged out here with crossbows and bows keeping vigil over the area.
Wow. Okay.
You look around. Give me whoever's looking for tracks. Give me perception.
Perception. Did you get that one?
10. All right. Is anyone else looking?
Oh, that didn't work.
I think Calgrod is. He's just looking for the button.
Yeah,
So-
not sure. Oh, I know why. So my extension is off. So it did not. Hold on. Oh man. Well, I'm going to give you two rolls right now, but somehow my extension went. So 19, 19 plus. I'm trying to get to the new character sheet, so sorry. So 25, 25 total.
All right. So you check the area, and you do in fact find some tracks that could be the hobgoblins. Survival might tell you more about the tracks.
Okay.
Uh,
Survival.
If you
can I
point,
help with that?
yeah. So if
With
he
that
points them out to the group, which I assume he's going to do, anyone could take
Yeah,
a
yeah.
look at them.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
Use
Yeah.
survival. 26. All right.
I'm gonna say, good thing it wasn't with disadvantage.
And did we get our new player? Did they just join?
I
They,
am here.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Didn't want to interrupt mid-sentence, so I just kept quiet.
No, that's fine. So I will. I'll be bringing you in shortly.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just listening a bit.
Yeah. So you. One of the things that you can do right now, though, is set your picture to your character. Which, if you go to the chat tab, there's a drop down at the bottom. You can select your character from the drop down, and that'll set your picture on the screen to your character. Because right now it's just
Well,
like a weird brown splotch.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I've been at it for a couple of minutes, but I can't find the option. I'll get it at it at some point.
All right.
Oh, here it is. All right.
Yeah, you got it.
No, I was twice there for some reason.
All right. So with a 26, Nico, as you examine these tracks, you would guess they are probably a day or so old, and most likely humanoid. It looks like they are going southwest of your current location. You would guess it is the hobgoblin forces that were
yeah,
left here.
the tracks look like it's probably Orcard's group, and it looks like they're heading that way.
Southwest.
Southwest, that's toward the edge of the city, right? From where we are.
I believe so.
Yeah, or maybe towards one of the structures that's just southwest of the cathedral.
Wasn't Gavok was staying at the cathedral too?
Yes, he was here.
So um,
Did we
we
all just
can
walk
talk.
past him?
No, he wasn't in the building when you got back.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll ask questions to the Warforged if they've seen somebody looking like Thorn.
So you walk up to one of the guards. He looks at you
Yeah.
and says, "This place was abandoned when we reemerged. I did not see any creatures here. If your friends were here, they may have fled."
Hmm.
Was there any skirmish when you guys reemerged, or was it already gone?
When we came up, there was no one in the cathedral.
Oh, well, that is odd.
Yeah.
So that may be linked to how Gavok found us. Maybe he did something to our card. We need to find our card. Right, folks?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go southwest.
All right. So you, using Nico's abilities, you track some of the footprints as you get to a looks like some kind of old tavern. You would see several hobgoblins at the window with bows and arrows, kind of looking out. They kind of aim as they see you coming, but then recognize you and lower their weapons. And one of them motions for you to come over this way.
Sweet. Good job, Nico. We got him.
Well, it kind of seems like Guyvok didn't attack them since they're still friendly towards us.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you get into the, I assume you're going to the tavern or the
Yeah.
old tavern. So when you get there, you do indeed see a bunch of the hobgoblin troops and Orcard's standing kind of at the ready as you enter. He says, "It's good to see you again. I assume you've seen what happened at the cathedral, and judging by your state, the strange metal men did not attack you."
They are actually friendly.
Well, when they first started, when there was that first explosion and they started coming out of the ground, I did not take chances, and my men decided to fall back, keep an eye on what was going on, and we've been camped out here since then.
Wise decision.
He nods.
Good.
He says, "I did not feel it would be a good idea to engage, as they may have been hostile."
If you had attacked them, they would be.
He says, "Well, I didn't know if they were going to attack us."
Of course.
Shown a lot of restraint. Well, we have some good news. We found some magic weapon to fight the Shadow Dragon. The time to fight may be close.
As well, as I said before, you have my assistance.
Would you be willing to fight alongside the Metal Men?
Are you sure they can be trusted, and will they even help us with this dragon?
Schroeder here says so, and I trust Schroeder.
I haven't asked them about the Shadow Dragon itself, but they are friendly and they were actually here a very long time ago and have simply been waiting for a better time for them to come back out. They have many numbers and are friendly towards us at least. As long as we don't attack them, they are going to remain so.
As well, the Iron Tide is no stranger to fighting alongside other groups and races, so we would have no problem if they wish to be an ally. I assume our deal for splitting the loot within the vault is still on for our assistance.
Yes.
He nods. He says, "Then we are at your service."
Do you know if Jean-Luc was planning to come back with his own force to meet you?
He says, "I didn't see him, but I believe he had mentioned meeting up with us later. So you might want to let your
That,
metal friends know that, that
yeah.
he might be returning."
As far as
Uh,
I'm aware, they have no plans on attacking any non-undead. They do recognize the undead as a menace in this city.
They'd be fools not to. We've been taking some attacks ever since leaving the cathedral. The ghouls are much more ravenous within the city. It was easier to defend the cathedral.
Well, they did say that they would be sending an emissary for our group at some point when they wish to talk more. At that point, I could easily broker a alliance with you as well with them,
Yes,
if that is what you seek.
if you can get us back into the cathedral, that would be that would make things easier for us.
can look
I mean,
into
if that
that.
is what you are seeking now, I might be able to do that even without the emissary. I have a connection to speak with them.
He nods and says, "Well, if you can get it done, I would appreciate that."
More defensible positions are always a better plan.
All right.
So, sorry. Go ahead.
Uh,
Go
did you
ahead.
see where our friend went?
Your friend? What do you mean?
The one who always smiles.
Thorn.
The one with the unsettling smile. No, actually, I lost track of him. After you left, I didn't see much of him at all.
Hmm.
Hmm. Interesting. Where would he have gone to?
When he visited us in the laboratory, did he get any information? He got the information that Malek was there. Did we give him anything else?
No, he was just studying the experiments that Malik was doing. I thought he said
Yeah.
that he was going to be waiting at the cathedral, but he wasn't there.
Well, maybe he as well was spooked by the metal men and decided to go elsewhere.
Possibly.
I sent you a message, Balefire. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did not.
Okay. So what does the group want to do?
So if they cleared out the lower level of the cathedral, maybe we should at least investigate it a little bit to know what's down there.
We could definitely ask if we could uh, gain access to that area. I'm assuming
Uh-huh.
it's where they've been all these long years.
Well, and if that's the case, then there may be plenty of space to have a lodging for the hobgoblins among them too.
Possibly, do we want to just go back and see what we can do on that angle?
I would vote for that. What do you guys think?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Are you trying to hide what I sent to you, Balefire?
Uh, no,
All right.
I didn't see anything actionable there.
So you all might notice Balefire kind of gripping at his head a bit, as if like he might be in a little bit of pain.
Hmm.
You would notice.
Yeah,
What time
bear
of day is
everything.
it?
Outside it is probably about 1:30 at this point. As usual, there's the cloudy kind of fog / miasma of Isik blocking the sun.
Are you
Okay,
okay,
Balefire?
Balefire?
Yeah.
My vision went a little blurry, but I can see better now. I have a bit of a headache. So
Can I make a medicine check on him to see what's going on?
Yeah, go ahead. You would guess, I mean, it could be, you could just have a headache for whatever reason, but yeah, it's, you don't see anything that looks specific to like a strange ailment. It just seems like maybe he has a bit of a headache from something. It's hard
Should
to say.
we?
Do you mind if I check your back real quick?
Yeah.
not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Take your shirt off.
Armor, his shirt,
All right,
flexes
so
a little bit, winks at Nico.
you strip down, revealing your back a bit, and it seems like the 5 points have started to draw almost kind of lines into more towards the center of your back. So it looks like the tattoo has expanded.
Do I recognize any kind of symbol it's trying to make?
No, not yet.
Maybe.
Chair was supposed to do something good, right?
Well, that's unclear.
I mean, that was a roll of the dice there, bud.
No, I mean, like the information, like you used your magical knowledge to research what the chair might do, right? Or something like
Might
that.
do, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. You're
It
fine.
was still a gamble either way.
Sure, it's
We
fine.
were hoping it was very good.
Everything's fine.
All right.
He's fine.
Is there any way to do an identification on that thing?
I think the last time I tried doing that, it said we needed something stronger.
Oh, that was
Like,
on the chair. I don't think you've tried it on the tattoo itself.
Yeah.
Oh, then I will identify the tattoo.
So you want to take 10 minutes and try to suss this out at the inn here?
Uh,
Or-
probably should do that sooner rather than later. Especially since he's getting headaches.
All right. So let me switch over to Serbios. Is that the name of the character?
Yeah.
Let's hit the private room for a moment. I'll discuss a few things with you. The secrets
Sure.
room.
All right.
All right. So I assume you read kind of through the posts I made about how we could alter your background to bring you into
Yeah.
the group.
No. Yeah, I don't mind. It's the same for me.
Yeah. So my thought was basically that you had been staying in the Feywild, kind of living there, working for one of the lords there. When the shadowy energy kind of sucked you out. So instead of the scroll, this is kind of what pulled you out of the Feywild. And then, as I said, the that being kind of trapped you and seemed like it was trying to suck either your life force or your powers. You weren't sure, but you had managed to escape, and it seemed like a nearby. Maybe a portal had opened, which is what you fled into, which kind of led you to Isik, which is this area you're in right now. And that's when you met some of these Warforged who brought you back to safety.
All right.
So, does that all work for you? Do you have any modifications you want to make? Any thoughts?
I think it's fine. It stems pretty much at the same lines. A bit less about the entire hatred towards anybody, but I can go with that as well. That's fine.
Yeah, so you might be a little bit concerned that some being is trying to drain you of your life force, and maybe it would.
Lightly so.
Yeah, and maybe it would lead you towards wanting to make allies and figure out like what's going on exactly. And yeah, you're finally back to your home plane, which you haven't seen in like 30
20
something years.
Yeah, 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Figures.
Yeah. So I'll probably bring you in very shortly.
Sure. Just one irrelevant question. I'm not sure how to add items to the character sheet whatsoever.
So you can drag them on from the compendium if you look them up, and that's the ideal way because that adds things like their weight, their items descriptions. You
Yeah.
can manually add them as well.
Yeah, I tried dragging. It just doesn't. Maybe because my page is a pop-up page. I'll try it with the
Oh
regular
yeah,
one.
if it's a window, you can't do it. It has to be on the actual
Yeah, that makes
on
sense.
the roll
All right,
20.
sure. Sure. After the session, I'll ask different questions regarding items whatsoever because I haven't purchased anything.
Yeah, and you can use those the money you have to purchase any items at book price
All
as
right.
part of your background, and you'll just say instead of having the money, like you just came upon these items either through buying them. It's basically kind of abstract, like this is your starting stuff, which could be gold pieces or it could be the items, however you want to do it.
All right. No problem.
I recommend you definitely want to get some food and some camping stuff because you
Uh,
probably will need that stuff in the wild, at least like
yeah.
7 days or so. But anything else, yeah, it's up to you.
All right. I'll see what I can find.
All right, I'll head back then.
All right.
Or do we go to the keep?
All right, so you are casting Identify. Go ahead and link it. I assume, yeah, as a
Yeah.
ritual, right?
Where'd it go? There it is.
All right, so after 10 minutes, you do the Identify, and you feel there's some sort of intelligence linked to this tattoo. You're not sure what like if it gives powers or anything like that, but you think there's some kind of intelligence now that, by proxy, could be linked to Balefire.
Like a sentient tattoo?
Yes, or maybe the tattoo is sort of just the representation of the being that has bonded with Balefire.
Uh, lovely. I'll I'll explain that to Balefire. It's like,
Craptastic.
have you been hearing any voices lately?
Not any new ones.
Okay, keep us updated on that.
Okay. We'll do.
Because
Someone
it's
take
a
a shot.
little
Drink
touch
lots of
and
water.
go. It's a little touch and go at the moment. All right. So I believe we're going to ask Orcard to simply come with us to the cathedral to see if we can get them both allied to each other.
All right. I'll say up to two of you give me persuasion checks because I assume you're all kind of talking to him.
I will abstain.
Y- Persuasion. Oh, I'm not bad at that, but you guys are probably better.
I'm probably the worst one in the group.
He definitely seems hesitant.
I'm trained in it.
I'm not.
Well, Balefire is our go-to guy
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
Balefire is definitely the face of the group.
Right here. Hey, not bad.
That's great.
All right. Were you saying something to the warlord Balefire?
He is currently muted.
Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe he stepped away for a moment. All right. So Nico, like I said, Orcard seems a bit hesitant, but you sort of assure him a bit, and he just says,
It'll be fine. You're great. I'm just gonna kind of not grab him by the shoulders, but kind of lead him by the shoulders out the door with us.
he says, "Well, I would rather you make sure that." Oh, I guess very well. I shall come.
Yeah, we're good. You're coming. Let's go.
If nothing else, we can guarantee your safety with them.
Okay. So the group heads back to the cathedral
Yep.
with Orcard in tow.
How tall is he?
Orcard is probably around 6 feet tall, which is actually fairly tall for a hobgoblin. I
Yeah.
think. I have to double
Okay.
check their their stats. But yeah, he's fairly imposing, fairly tall, looks very strong compared to the average hobgoblin. Um, Lots of
Maybe not to
scars.
that. Maybe not to the average Nico, but
No, she's like what 7 or 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty small compared to her. But as you reapproach the cathedral, a couple of Warforged come towards the group. They say the four of you are allowed. This one has not been cleared, and they point to Orcard.
yes, that is why we're here. We were seeking to foster friendly ties between the two groups.
He says, "We do not know if this hobgoblin is trustable. He must wait outside."
Is there currently an emissary here, or would I be able to speak with someone on his behalf?
Give me a persuasion check.
You got this.
No.
He kind of crosses his arms and looks at you and says, "He must wait outside until he has been given permissions to enter our domain."
Well, if I may point out, it was his domain before you guys decided to reawaken, so we're kind of in a pickle here because they've kept the cathedral up and in fairly good state. Not perfect, mind you, but good enough for the cathedral to still stand.
Give me a persuasion check. Uh,
Your
so
persuasion's as good as mine.
he looks like he's getting a little bit annoyed, and he says, he is not allowed in, and he just crosses his arms.
You didn't answer my question, though. Is there not an emissary here that would be able to speak with him?
He says, "We have some inside you could speak to, but I'm not going to get them. You'll have to go in and talk to them."
I will
Oh,
will stay with Horkard and his crew here.
yeah, I'll go in and see if I can get the
Take Bale,
emissary to talk with him.
take
Yeah, I'll
take
take
Balefire with
Balefire
you.
with me.
Balefire, just poke him. Say something. All right, so you and Balefire enter the cathedral. You see, yeah, as before, there are a bunch of these Warforged moving about, setting things up. Where are you headed? Back downstairs?
That is where I'm assuming the emissary is. I will double check with the guard. Where is the emissary at currently?
So he would say, where's the emissary at? That's a good question. He would say, if you speak with some of the Warforged down below, they can probably summon him for you.
Thank you.
All right. So as you're going downstairs, you get back into the basement area. You see something a bit strange. Whereas before there were only Warforged down here, now there seems to be a living person down here as well. Just kind of sitting off to the side, looking around. Serbios, what do you look like?
Uh, meter 8, I think it was. Black long hair with stripes of gray in it. Green eyes. Some sort of a sullen look. Unhappy and confused.
Yeah, so he probably meets your gaze as you walk into the room. Do you have any noticeable weapons like armors or like any type of implements?
Nothing that especially meets the eye. Studded leather armor. With if my hands are visible, which they should be, I have a sort of a some sort of a tentacle-ish tattoo on top of my towards my going from my hand to my palm, which might stand out.
All right. And what would you look like to him, Schroeder?
Uh, uh, basically a... How tall am I? I keep forgetting. There we go. Just under 6 foot tall, wearing blue robes and a white stone mask, carrying a fairly long staff with me that is clearly not made by human hands.
Actually, do you have any Feywild markings on you?
Uh,
None that
no,
oh,
that's for me, I think.
Actually, that was actually for Schroeder.
Huh, that's for
Cause,
both of us. Then.
none that are visible.
all right, yeah, because
But he would, if he is from the Fae, he would recognize my staff.
okay, so yeah, that's what I was gonna ask if you had any Feywild distinguishments. All right, so yeah, you would notice his staff looks very much like something that may have been made by a certain group within the Feywild. Do you have history by chance,
Me
Serbios?
or I do. Which wait. Let me find it.
So if you have history trained, you can give me a history check, as you might recognize something about the staff.
Do I
No,
recognize
actually,
any
no, I have
Fae
nothing.
on him?
Uh, or sorry, well, first, Serbios, did you say you did or didn't have history?
No. I thought I had. I thought you meant the background of the character, but then I
Oh,
realized you meant the history role, which I have 0 in.
okay. And do you have any markings that he or she might recognize?
Nothing visible.
Okay.
Just the same.
All right. And what does Balefire look like to him?
Uh, Balefire will look like an elf. He's got some really fancy black leather armor on. He's got a rapier, a bow, a whip on his outside. Um, he's probably, I don't know, average height, lean, um, attractive.
Especially attractive. That's the
Very.
important part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's wind blowing through his hair, even though there's no wind down here. It's very odd. But yes, Serbios, you do recognize Schroeder's or this person's staff as being Feywild in origin.
Hmm.
So Schroeder, as you see this person sitting off to the side, you gonna do anything, say anything, or are you just gonna walk
Uh,
past her?
yeah, it's definitely odd for a fleshling to be among all these warforged, given um, their resistance to anyone new. So I'll go up to him and say, "Greetings, friend. How did you get here?"
Me? A friend? Are you real? I am I in the real world right now?
Yes, this is the material plane. Are are you not from around here?
Ah, I am unsure. I have been away for so long. I have no idea how much time has passed. The last thing I remember is some shadowy figure trying to trap me. I fled. I have been trapped in the Fae for 30 years, ever since I was a child.
You grew up in the Feywild.
I was tricked into the Feywild by treacherous spirits and
I'm,
served.
I'm sorry to hear that. The Feywild is not very kind to outsiders.
Mm, It seems it is not, and it seems that my heritage, although blessed by gods, did not help me in any way.
No, it is very baffling to anyone not native to the Fae, and it will temper with your mind.
I guess it is a blessing of sorts. I have been trying to find a way out, and even though it wasn't of my own doing, I did find a way to this plane. I
So,
am,
here, go ahead.
yeah. Um, I am kind of lost. I do not know what to do next. I have dreamt of this moment for so long, and yet, finding myself here, I am baffled.
All right, so as you're talking, you see a Warforged approach. He looks down at Serbios as if he's about to speak, then notices the rest of you here. And he would then kind of look up at Schroeder and say, "Oh, hello, you must be the Shadowstalkers?
Yes, I am.
I thought there were
And who are
more of
you?
you.
We are.
My name is Nimble, at your service. I was actually coming here to speak with this person," and he kind of motions to Serbios. But since you are here as well, well, do you know this fleshling? I apologize. Is fleshling an appropriate term for your people? Or is there something you would prefer?
It's all the same for me. Flesh is flesh.
He nods and says, "Indeed. So yes, my name is Nimble. I was sent by by our queen to speak with all of you. I figured I'd meet the rest of you later, but it seems you're here, so that makes this easy. But I am an emissary of the Warforged, and the Queen wished me to speak with you and possibly stay with you for a bit to get a better idea of who you are and what your intentions are." He says,
My
I have not had much experience speaking to fleshlings or other peoples as we've been underground for so long, but now that we've emerged, I can finally put my skills to the test, and I am eager to learn your ways and learn more about you. And you think is a smile. He doesn't look like he's very good at smiling.
Great, another
Uh,
smiler.
Another
Balefire,
weird
did you want
smiler.
to take over the conversation, or?
You look
No.
to Balefire.
Okay.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
yes, we actually just met this person. Sorry, you said your name was Serbios.
it is.
Greetings, I am Schroeder, and this is my friend Balefire.
He says,
It
"Yes."
is.
Or go ahead. Sorry.
It is good to meet normal people.
We we found him wandering among the city or around in the city. He seemed a bit confused, so we offered to bring him back here to a more safe location. He hasn't told us much about where he came from or what he was doing, though it seems you all have been talking a bit. So, may I ask you, Serbios, what are you doing here in Isik? It's
I am.
Isik, right? That's what this city is called now, he says?
Yes, I understand
Isik,
it used to
yes.
be called something else.
Indeed, in the time of the dwarves, this was a very different area, so we're getting reacclimated as our scouts gather information. Regardless, so yes, Serbios, what brings you to Isik?
I am as knowledgeable as you about this place. I have not been educated in the way this world works. I
You're
have been away for quite a while.
you're so away. What do you mean away?
As I've said before, I have been trapped in the Feyworld for as long as I remember. Tricked as a child and labored until I was kidnapped out of it by mistake.
So you're a planeswalker, a planar traveler. Interesting, fascinating, huh?
Not by choice.
And he kind of comprehends this. He says, "Well, what? So something pulled you here, or something pulled you away?"
Something pulled me. It felt like like quicksand, but made of shadows, and I was trapped. And it felt like you are being suffocated, and yet nothing was really choking me. I was just getting weaker by the moment. In a last-ditch effort, I managed to wrest control over myself and just ran away towards where my legs would take me. I stumbled through something that looked like a portal and found myself here in another unfamiliar place, unfamiliar time, with nobody that I know around me.
Nods and he says, "Wow, that is A fascinating story. My apologies that our soldiers weren't better at speaking with you about what happened. But at the moment, we are trying to just assess threats within the city and figure out what our next steps are. And then he kind of looks back at Schroeder and says, I was also told you wish to speak with me about something, Schroeder?
Yes. We have a ally with us that your guards do not seem to trust at the moment for entry, and we were seeing if you'd be willing to speak with them so that you know that they are trustworthy and could potentially be allies to help fight against these undead that roam the city.
He says, this is the hobgoblin.
Yes, he is quite the good fighter and very trustworthy from what we have gathered.
Give me a persuasion check. He nods as he listens to you.
Yay.
Well, what we know of hobgoblins from our historical encounters in the past with the dwarven empires is that they were often somewhat violent and warlike. So you're saying this one is not like that?
Well, much time has passed since you have last seen any, correct?
He says, yes, it has been quite a while.
Look, they're warlike, but they're warlike on our side, right? This is a good thing because we need the help.
He says, yes, possibly, well, an ally is an ally, I suppose. Give me a persuasion check, Balefire and Schroeder.
One of these things is not like.
Yeah. All right. So he considers this and says, "Well, your people have been very truthful with us, and we do owe the Shadowstalkers for some of your help, thanks to Schroeder's information. I suppose." Well, I suppose he can wander this place as long as you take responsibility for his actions.
Of course, and he is outside if you wish to speak with him and know for yourself how trustworthy he is.
He nods and says, I can speak with him, yes, that's fine. Why don't we head up there? Serbios, would you like to join us?
I think it would be best for me. Sitting among the forge is not the place for any human to be. Or Asimar. I'm not sure how to say this word really.
Samar.
Asimar.
All right, so he nods and brings you all upstairs. And a few moments later, you would see Balefire and Schroeder emerge from the cathedral along with Serbios and this Warforged. Calgrod, what would you look like to Serbios?
I would look like tan human with a bronze skin and kind of fancy outfit that is more like a desert-like, but very flowing and with the colors that are kind of more like a grayish, bluish. And I do have a shield on my back, a strange dagger made from a material that looks like obsidian on my belt, as well as a spider companion next to me that is a pretty big spider. I mean, the size of a big Dane dog, that I'm kind of petting on the back of the head as you approach. And the other thing you would see about me would be a symbol, some kind of holy symbol of a god you may not recognize. That's not a very common symbol. Oh yeah, and I have some kind of goggles too on my eyes.
Do you have religion trained, Serbios? Religious knowledge?
Let me see.
As you might know something about his god. All right. And what
Nope.
about Nico? What do you look like?
I'm about half a meter taller than you. Um, uh, bright blue eyes, hair, well, blue, not blue hair, but definitely well armored in some chainmail. We've got a shield in one arm, warhammer in the other, and I also have a religious symbol that kind of hangs from my left hand, which is where I'm holding my warhammer.
Do you have nature knowledge, Serbios?
At this point, it seems like I have no knowledge at all. No, I do not.
All right. So she probably wouldn't look like a human to you. It's you don't know. Well, I don't think you've seen her type before, as I don't think they're native to the Feywild. But she looks a lot bigger and stronger than a normal human, especially with how tall she is.
Is that not like a human, like an Asimar doesn't look like a human, or completely not like a human?
Yeah, kind of like an Asmar, like human-like, but there's something a little bit different about her.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm a cleric who doesn't have religion trained, so you at least have an excuse for not having that one.
All right,
I don't know.
so
All I'm hearing is persuasion checks, and that's the only thing I kind of decided to skip for some reason.
well, everything, all the skills kind of come in handy in different ways.
Of
But
course.
the Warforged kind of walks up towards the group and looks at Orcard and says, "You must be Orcard. Well met." He extends a hand. Orcard considers him for a moment, then extends his own gloved hand and shakes, and he says, "Yes, and you must be the potential Warforged allies." He says, "Well, yes. We hopefully will be friends with people or with your people in this area. You seem like you are fairly well behaved, so I think it would be all right if you entered this place, as long as you agree to not be hostile." And he nods and says, "That is acceptable." He looks to the group and says, "You all will, I assume, take responsibility for his actions."
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
All card can be trusted.
he says, "How rude of me. I am Nimble. I am the emissary of the Warforged, and I am here to speak with you and perhaps travel with you a bit to get to know your group a little bit better." He
Do
bows.
are you nimble as in you describe yourself as nimble or you're called nimble?
He says, I don't know much about the designation, but I've just always accepted it. So, I don't think I'm that nimble. I'm not sure why the queen called me that."
Gotcha.
Do most of
Which
your kind have names?
When necessary, yes.
which queen are we speaking about?
Oh, we are speaking of. Did she give you a name? Oh, yes. So we are speaking of Demi Prime, the mother of Warforged in the vaults of Kultora.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
so I have spoken with her already.
He nods. He says, "Oh, yes. We've been told all about your group and the information that you've given our people."
I was unaware she was your queen.
He nods. He says, "This place has a history with the Dwarven Empire, but we rebelled against them, and we no longer serve them. And I assume from the change of scenery here that the cataclysms took the Empire, or at least part of it, as they are no longer in control."
At least correct. The dwarves are not. There are still dwarves in that age, but the age of the dwarves is past.
He nods. He says, "Well, hopefully the Warforged, my people, can be a part of this new age, as we were mostly slaves in the old one." He smiles,
Well,
again with the weird
um,
smile.
does your folk have some kind of unnatural magical ability?
We are very talented crafters. In the old times, the dwarves used our people to create swaths of magical armaments, as well as even regular armaments that were very well crafted and powerful.
Well, you may have to be cautious about introducing yourself to the Empire because they do not like unlicensed magic around here.
Oh, there is a license on magic in this new world. Is that correct?
There is, there
Ah,
is.
good
Not
information to
here.
have.
Yeah, fortunately, this place is not affected by it, and we're kind of a ragtag group that has been skirting the Empire and exploring in the outreach, like here. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Um, maybe once you decide you're ready to kind of approach the Empire, we can be of help.
He nods. Are there any Empire emissaries in this place?
Not anymore. There was one, and he was in fact working with us. The Empire is curious about Isek, like many other factions and forces in this place.
And how do the Shadow Walkers, or sorry, Shadow Stalkers fit into all this? Are you just, did you say you were
That
just mercenaries exploring?
not exactly. I'm myself an archaeologist of the old age. I'm trying to figure out the secret of the constant weapons. And my friend here, and I'm pointing to Schroeder and Balefire, are from a different place, and they've been a different world or plane, if you want to call them that. And they've been brought here to seek something that we are after. And because Wildfire saved my life, I am actually in debt. I have a life debt to him, and I've been helping him. So we met Nico on in Isik, and here we are. So it's kind of a recent group, if you ask me.
This is, ah.
I'm kind of looking at Nico, and if she wants to add anything.
No, no, I'm good.
So, several of you have walked the plains. Interesting. Do you know Serbios here? He is also a planeswalker.
We have not met yet, but very glad to meet you, Serbius.
It is good to meet you. You said something about a magic license. I assume that would apply to me as well.
Don't worry
This
about it right
Oh
now.
yeah,
They haven't caught
not
me
right
yet.
now.
Yeah, we
Yes.
haven't been concerned about that lately.
this seems kind of bizarre trying to tame the forces of nature and creation with laws.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it's more a mercantile thing. The Empire makes money out of it and controls a little bit of things, but the Empire has no reach here yet, at least.
I see. It seems that no matter what plane you go to, the civilization tries to tame nature.
That is very
Eh,
true.
I'm not so sure about the Feywild. They seem to let it run its course.
Uh, Sometimes they do, and sometimes they send people like me to stop the curse.
Oh,
A curse.
The curse, not the
Of
curse.
course.
of
Ah, of
course.
course.
My voice, I haven't drank in a long while.
He seems to have a bit of a Feywild accent.
So
From a,
Serbius,
a rougher part of town in the Feywild.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
that Servius or Serbius?
It's Serbios. That's how I thought it.
Serbius. Serbius. Okay. So Serbius. So where are you hailing from?
I I assume that I was born here,
Here
but
you mean in Guyana?
I do not know. I was taken in a very young age, not
Ah, okay.
not old enough to actually understand the ways of the world. I was, as far as I am aware and remember, I was found here. I wasn't. I'm not sure who my parents are. I was found and then I was lost, and I always was lost again by the Feywild and such. I am known as Twice Lost now.
How did you learn magic?
It was always there. I feel like I always had it, but at some point, I I have begun gathering it. And he,
Natural,
he,
huh?
he kind of stops explaining he isn't the most forthcoming with explaining how he came upon having magic.
Okay. Interesting. Well, there's a lot of enemies here, so you're welcome to. Oh, by the way, I don't think we have introduced our rogue. I can't find her in the NPC allies. I don't remember.
Oh,
Shiva.
Sheva.
She is there.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
She's right
uh,
under ward.
why don't we say she stayed with the hobgoblins for now?
Sure.
Okay.
So she's hanging
Uh,
out with them.
so it would certainly meet Shiva. We would introduce Shiva and Orchard and mention that there is a Githyanki that is a friend that is called Jean-Luc and may join us over there. And in fact, we are kind of putting together a posse to fight Shadow Dragon.
Shadow Dragon sounds
Yeah,
intimidating, but
it's
I have nothing else to do. I am as confused as I can be at this point, and it's good to have friends or at least allies, and I shall accompany you if you will have me.
Come along.
I am
Excellent.
always welcome to more friends that at least came from the Feywild, if not grown up there.
Uh, do we have to take the hairy multi-legged thing with us that you carry around with you?
Mm.
Yes.
Uh,
The spider comes everywhere.
she
it's
can
the
carry
same
herself.
size in the Feywild. This is disgusting.
Oh,
Deja is a friend.
Fine. Don't want spider
she's kind
hairs
of
in my hair.
she's kind of sending like two legs toward you, like just uh, like weaving in the air in your direction. Dija, stop that.
And would you mind if I joined you? Nimble says. My queen has asked that I get more information on your group and fleshlings in general, as we are woefully unprepared to meet the beings of this new cycle.
How big are Warforged?
These are pretty much all a similar size. These are mostly around 6 feet tall. You have seen a couple of Warforged that are a bit bigger with different markings on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are generally 6 feet tall
Okay.
from the ones that have come from the vault.
Cool, cool.
I'm gonna ask Nimble, so I take it most of the Warforged are more shaped towards your own likeness rather than your queen's.
He says, yes, our queen has shaped us for specific tasks. I have been shaped to be more pleasing on the eye, as I was meant to be a diplomat when I was first created, in the possibility that we do meet other races, or that we were to meet other races. But some of the others are shaped to be more intimidating. Others are shaped to be bigger for creation purposes. Generally, the shape of the Warforged is determined by their function within our group. Quick
Interesting.
question. Serbios, do you have dark vision?
I think I should have some sort. Let me look. Uh, yeah, it is
60 feet
6
standard?
feet. In dim light as bright light, and darkness as dim light.
Yeah, alright. Alright, cool. I was just trying to get your token here set up. So, what do you all want to do?
Well, so we were talking about exploring the new found the cathedral torch. Now that that Nimble is with us, we question. So you're coming from you were leaving, or were you leaving, or were you on kind of stasis, or what is down there, down the cathedral, down under the cathedral?
So if you ask that, Nimble would chime in and say, "Oh, that's the vaults. That's where our people were hiding for these last 1,000 or so years. The vaults of Kultora. It's where
Oh,
we."
that good.
He says it's where we kept ourselves separate, locked away our people when the dwarves tried to. Uh, Basically, we had a sort of, I think your people would call it a coup, and pushed the dwarves out, sealing ourselves away from them, as Demi Prime no longer wished to serve them, either within the Hollow or within the real world. So we've been separated from them for quite some time, and from the surface. Later on, we detected the fires of the cataclysm, which luckily the vault was able to protect us against. And recently, we've just been down there, and only in the recent have we decided to reemerge.
How extensive are the vaults?
He says, "Well, it's fairly large down there. We've expanded a bit over time to accommodate some of the new warforged that were created, but we didn't have enough materials to continue making people. So we did kind of cap out after a while. Although now that we have more access to iron and woods, we can possibly make more warforged once we are able to once again get these resources." So the vaults are fairly extensive. To answer your original question, I apologize. I know I tend to ramble on. There's
No,
many
no,
rooms
that's
down
fine.
there for both crafting purposes as well as living and magic research, as well
Okay.
as a
Magic
Well,
research, you say?
as well as a chamber for Demi Prime herself, as she is quite large.
so Demi Prime is actually a physical being.
She has several forms she can take. Unlike the rest of us, she was originally made as a dwarven enchanted magical intelligence, hence her name. She was meant for many different purposes, one of which was to create Warforged to work the forges in the vaults. But yes, her intelligence can take several forms as she can transfer herself through the hollow.
You're probably lucky to have met us first, because I would certainly recommend that your folks do not use the term of building yourselves up from magic to anybody from the Empire. Who knows what that could trigger in terms of um, either control or retribution from the current Empire.
Is this a human empire?
It is a human empire, yes.
Human human function or human not function behavior varies a lot through our records. So you're saying this current empire is more warlike and aggressive.
Not aggressive, but certainly controlling about magic. And if you're talking to anybody else but us, you should mention that you're reproducing like any other species. If you're mentioning your numbers, but do not mention magical creation or magical laboratories.
Ah, well, I shall keep all this in mind if I ever get a chance to speak to the human empire, which I would like to do at some time, as that is my job. But thank you for this information, Calgrod.
Not like do not fall from one domination to another.
He says, but in the
Well,
meantime, you did say it was okay for us to travel with you.
yeah, yeah, no, with us that's fine. Just I'm pointing out to make sure to tell your folks to be very cautious about what they say to people, other people they would meet here.
He nods. He says, "We are naturally cautious of other races, but I will, of course, relay this to our queen."
Right. So, what do you guys think? So, Serbius, you
I think he cut out.
Yeah, you
Yeah, you
cut
oh,
kind
out.
you, right. So, Balefire, what's your thinking on what to do next?
Uh, so, the first thing I'm going to do is embrace my title of Planeswalker and add that to my.
Same.
Planeswalker, Balefire.
It
Yeah,
seems we
Yeah.
are all planeswalkers now.
yeah. Balefire. So I didn't realize this was like an official sort of club, but
Balefire summons Sarah Angel.
definitely in it. Um,
Oh.
so I think yeah, we're our plan. We got to go and sort out the Shadow Dragon, and I believe our best lead for this effort is the Shadarkai woman in the keep that wants to hook
Yeah.
up.
So it's the
Yeah, and
next
you
one.
can poison her, remember?
A list of things that I can do to her. Yes.
Who has potions of protection against the necrotic damage? Just to make sure we are properly set up.
I believe that's me.
Not me. Yeah.
I have them.
Well, we should distribute them to make sure that we have them handy if something's happen.
You guys take them.
No, you should have one, Nico, for sure.
I, out of character, I just learned what Aura of Life is. So it uses concentration, but I think I'm okay.
Oh, you mean you can resist by yourself?
Yeah.
Aye, so then shorter, you're
I
not.
naturally resist.
Okay, so then that leaves. So what about? Well, we probably would ask Serbius if Serbius, do you have any way of protecting yourself against necrotic magic or necrotic powers?
Um, I would tell you that I am unsure because I just created a character like 2 hours ago. Um, let me check. I'll get back on that.
Uh, well, so I mean, at that point, we'll probably say, well, Bildfire and myself. Well, then it's kind of Bildfire and myself to kind of have this kind of protection, right? Are we? Am I missing
Yeah.
anybody?
Um, I see that I do have some necrotic damage resistance, but I'm not sure how much or where I see it, to be honest. I just see it
Okay.
from the celestial resistance.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that
Fancy.
may be
that's
handy.
yeah, it's a racial
Hey,
trait.
sir,
That's really
you
good.
should stand in front of me.
Yeah. Just hold on to my
I
shield.
don't
I'll.
mind. I'm just going to teleport away the first chance I have.
Hmm.
Oh, uh, well, is that something you're familiar with, like teleporting people with you, or just yourself?
I thought about learning this kind of magic, and then I realized I have nobody to teleport in the Feywild, so
Ah,
I can just step away myself and not for far distances.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
Good to know.
I'm familiar
Yeah,
with this one.
Yeah.
yeah. Aye, so Belfry opens your portable hole.
All right.
Good.
The potions in
Yeah,
my
yeah, no.
back holding, so I'll get that one of them out for you.
Aye, cool. So it's a potion of necrotic resistance, right?
I think so. Potion necrotic resistance is what I put down.
Yeah, we found 2 of those, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. Aye, so make sure you get one of them handy for yourself too, because once the dance starts, we may have to use that pretty quickly. Is there anything else in your hold that we need to be kind of pulling out right now if we're going in the keep?
um.
Yep, yep. I
No,
will. I will continue to do this joke. Sorry for you, but you're the one with the hole.
I know, and there's a reason why I have it. Yeah. So I think everything else uh, that we're going to use to attack is already in slots.
Okay. Is there?
what of the insane one that traveled with you? What happened to him? Orkard suddenly
We
asks.
seems to have lost track of where he went. He did come through the hollow with us to that unfamiliar area for a while, but he said he would return to the cathedral and was not there when we returned.
I was curious.
Yeah, you have to know that so the threat that has affected that city has been created by one named Malek, which is a Shadow Lord, and this other is not actually a friend per se. He took the appearance of a friend, but he's another Shadow Lord that was a student of Malek. We
I
kind of
think he was Malik's teacher.
oh
Yeah,
he was Malek.
Malik was the student, or yeah, Malik
Oh,
was the
Malek was
student.
a student.
Yeah, Guy Vok
Aye,
was the teacher.
so Gavok seems to have been kind of out out outwitted by Malek, got in a bit of a pickle, and we recently allowed him to regain some of his power because we know the powers that they share. The power that they have is the power that is shared. They cannot. If one gets stronger, the other get weaker. So right now he's still a I mean, he's someone we wanted to keep a tab on, but clearly he has not stayed around, and we don't know what he's about.
Nimble sort of
Uh,
blinks and says, "Ah, fascinating. Shadow
well,
Lords. I have no information on them."
yes. Well, that's one thing for you people. If this guy is coming back to the cathedral, if there is a way for them to warn you right away, we need to know absolutely if that happens.
He nods and says, "Well, I shall keep an eye out, or I shall tell them to keep an eye out. What does the
Yeah.
Shadow Lord look like?"
So we describe Thorn.
All right, so
He
sort of
looks like a musketeer.
musketeer. All right. I shall tell them of this strange-looking man, and we'll keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, make sure it does not center. Well, it should be kept outside of the cathedral as much as possible, and we should be warned if he's coming back here. There is another person that your folks need to be to allow in is a Gisinki, and we describe Jean-Luc, and he may come with a few more hobgoblins, and he's a friend of ours.
Very well. We shall keep an eye out for this Jean-Luc.
Uh, can you folks and your people in the cathedral talk to you remotely?
Only when I am nearby Demi Prime, but if I travel a farther distance from her, I cannot receive direct messages.
Okay. Did we get the gem from the hollow? Did you take it back, Shoulder?
The
That was
demon gem?
No, the one that we
well,
used to go
The,
to the.
yeah, the one we used to activate this one.
yeah.
Crystal.
I definitely would have picked that up,
All right, so you would
and
have.
I will return that to Balefire.
All right.
What kind of energy was in that soul crystal?
So for the most part, soul crystals just contain necrotic energy. The only one that was a little different was the one you found at the laboratory, which contained abyssal necrotic energy, which was a slight distinction, but it's still very similar. All right. So what does the group want to do?
Well, any suggestion before, except for heading to the keep?
No, we can go over to the keep, and then before we engage with the girl, we can actually talk about our plan. So yeah, I'm just saying, let's not go barging in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to that hideout that we had, that doorway.
Chiron's library.
Yeah, it was up above it, but yeah, I guess Chiron's library is a good place to do a little bit of a, what do they call them, a confab.
Yeah, it's a much safer location for it. Plus, we can introduce our new friend to Chiron,
Yeah, he'd love to hear about the what's happened with the Hollow Point too, right? So,
and he'd love to meet the Warforged as well.
all right. Let's do that.
So, question: is there's empty chest we can leave stuff in?
I mean, so you're asking Nimble if you can leave stuff here?
Yeah, I would ask Nimble.
So he thinks for a moment. He says, I suppose, yes, we can find a place to store your resources. He would lead you inside to an area where it looks like they're storing a bunch of materials that they're bringing up from downstairs. He pulls aside a chest and says, this might be a good place to put things. If they're larger, you can just lay them against the wall. But yes, anything you leave here, as long as we are here, we will protect it.
Okay. Well, I'll probably leave my shield. I have another shield that is embossed with my holy symbol. That I will leave a crossbow, heavy, and my scimitar.
Yeah, so
I will
anyone
leave
who
those.
wants, if you are being weighed down by anything, you can just mark it as being at the cathedral, and you can leave it here.
Right?
Oh, that's where you can put all of the stuff for my minions, Balefire, if you'd like.
Right. I'll happily remove that chainmail from my whole.
Just make a note where the stuff is. That's at the Warforged Cathedral now.
Um,
That
I have a
three
few things I
chainmails in
wouldn't
the charter.
mind leaving.
Yeah, so any of you, you don't have to spend that much time. You can just mark it on your sheet so that you left
Yeah.
it here. And afterwards, you're going to travel back out uh, towards the keep.
Yep. But we're going to, like Balefire says, we're probably going to kind of go underground, get to the place where Butcher did ritual, and use the door, the stairway well up to the inside of the keep to get there. So we may have to go back to the marketplace and go under the tunnels again.
Yeah, I was going to say the marketplace is probably the best place for that to happen. Are you going? Because that would go into the Sword Wraith territory, which you're
Yep.
allies with them. Are you going stealthily or just moving across the city trying to
Oh,
move
stealthy.
stealthy?
We'll go back to our
Okay.
stealthy progression. We kind
Uh,
of keep an eye on Cerberus to see how stealthy he is.
so
Very
your
stealthy.
yeah, Orcard is going to take his leave. He says, "I will go back with my." He says we didn't ask if we could bring the hobgoblins back.
Eh,
Yes, you can, actually, right?
Uh,
We made a deal with the Warforged,
we
didn't
made
we?
a deal for him.
he says, "Well, I will bring them, and hopefully that will include myself. But let me go do that." He says, and he will take his leave unless anyone's saying anything.
Well, we certainly. I mean, I thought there was the Hobgoblins were. Oh,
Uh,
maybe that was just Stockholm.
yeah. So when you talk to them, you just mentioned Orcard, but
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Nimble
Well,
says,
we'll
Nimble says, well, let me go with him really quick and explain the situation. It'll just take a moment.
okay.
Yeah, and then
Uh, we'll certainly. I
Shiva
don't want to
can
leave them by
return.
themselves.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we escort them to make all the Hobgoblins are safe there, because we need to make sure there's no disruptions to our plan of having a fort when we start to take Malek out.
All right. So I'll just say
Are you
some
guys okay
time.
with that?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll just say some time passes as the hobgoblins go to the cathedral. I'll say about half an hour. It's now 2 o'clock when everything is sorted. Shiva rejoins the group, and Nimble as well joins the group. So the
Right.
hobgoblins are now back at the cathedral, and the party continues to move across the city. Let me put
Hmm.
Shiva back in the group. Give me stealth checks.
My favorite.
It's better than my persuasion.
Ah, a natural 20.
Oh, and Servius.
Serbio's starting out strong.
It'll only grow weaker from this point.
Yeah.
But that's a good showing for the first time, so that's awesome.
All right. So there are 7 of you. So 2, 3. All right. So 15 is probably the lowest of your high rolls. You do still see a bunch of ghouls as you move through, though most of them are kind of just small groups and are avoiding you at the time, or for the time being. Give me a d20 roll, someone.
Yes. Get it out now.
All right.
Can you take that back?
So
Well, you got that one out of the way.
you see that there are still a large horde of ghouls surrounding the keep as you kind of get close to that area.
And we know they cannot enter the keep anymore, right?
Yes, if your ritual worked, then they
Yeah.
shouldn't be able to
Yeah.
enter. Which you're assuming
I
they
So,
did.
mean, now that I
Servius,
have those boots, I could deal with them.
in what way?
I could just fly above them, casting fireballs.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but do we want to attract attention that way?
No, that's something that we could do much later if we wanted to like completely get rid of all of them from the city.
Plus,
Yeah, fair enough.
I think didn't you have your familiar or someone had their familiar fly close to the keep and then it was
Yeah, I
destroyed by
remember
something.
I remember my familiar dying.
Yeah, there are things that are flying around here, so you gotta watch out.
And I can bring Gija as a backup just in case we need to scout again. But I think right now we're going underground, right? Um, just pointing out to Serbios that if you see us or if you hear us talking to somebody called Butcher, he's a vampire, but he's a friend.
All
I
right.
have no hard feeling against
Okay.
people I don't know.
So
Very
As
good.
long as they don't attack me, it is fine.
so as you enter the market area, you do see a group of sword wraiths who would nod, letting you pass. Getting to
So
the
pointing out to Serbios, there is a queen of the sword. We have a deal with her, so they are also kind of allies. But they are all part of the old population of that town that got affected by this ritual that Malek did.
I see. I have no idea who is this Malik, but I know that
Yeah,
there is ritual involved now.
yep. And Malek is a bad guy. The bad guy we are going to try to get.
Heal.
Yes.
give me an intelligence check, Serbios.
Let's see. Oh yeah, my 0 plus intelligence.
Hey.
So as they kind of talk about Malik and the Shadow Lords, you wonder if that being has something to do with the being that tried to drain you.
Uh, I share my thoughts with the rest of the group, trying to get more specific about the occurrence with being drained by some shadowy creature. It didn't seem like a very distinct form, but it did try to drain the life out of me
In
and
what
put it in some sort of strange crystal or something.
Was
in what
that
circumstances?
here or in the Fae?
It was someplace. I That's the place that was in between here and the Fae.
How long ago was that?
Far as I know, it happened now. That's the last thing I remember before I came back here.
Uh,
Oh, I see.
time wise, it was about a day ago because after that happened, you appeared within the city, which is where you met the Warforged, who brought you back
I
to the cathedral.
A voice told me in my ear it was a day ago.
Huh.
Some people
Um,
call that a memory.
What are those? We don't have those in the Fey world.
Did you see what that person looked like that tried to drain you?
Not really. It was just shadowy humanoid
A
figure.
shadowy.
Seems like it was made out of shadow.
Did they say anything about their name?
More of trying to kill me, less of talking chit chat.
So that's very interesting. How did you escape?
I think that maybe in inspiration just flung any spell that I could have thought of and somehow broke the connection and managed to flee.
Can you elaborate on the spell that may have broken that connection? Because that's something that can be really useful for us to know right now.
I It is hard for me to tell. Maybe it was the part of me that is still Asimar that drove the shadow away, although I am not as I used to be. Maybe it wasn't a spell, I was not completely in my senses when that happened.
Uh,
All right. So,
Shorter, and as we kind of stop to as he's starting to share that, we kind of stop in a kind of hidden location to kind of
well,
investigate.
I'll say you were in the Queen's Lair, getting ready to move through the tunnels when you maybe stopped to
Okay,
discuss this a little bit more.
okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, while
Sure,
I'm
sure.
trying to think about what it might have been, we could always introduce Nimble and Serbios to Queen Dinara.
Oh, do you
Yes.
want to go and talk to her? All right. So if that's the case, we'll go to
Does
the
she
Good
have the
idea.
tooth
fountains.
charm that I gave her?
Well, so you're gonna go see her?
Yeah,
I,
All
I
right.
can't see anything.
No, at
I'm
this
sure.
point you wouldn't be able to. Everyone else can kind of see. So for the others, go ahead and drag your tokens into her lair because you've mapped this out already.
I have
Um,
been blinded.
Away.
where's my
And
torch?
I will.
Lantern. Um,
So
what I
Serbios,
Oh, here I am.
you should see yourself here, right?
Yeah, yeah, I just saw.
So I will show you the path just so you have it mapped as you travel to her lair through this these series of underground tunnels.
Mhm.
would I be able to make an Arcana or History check on what spell might have been used since I am from the Fae?
Uh, so it sounds like from his descriptions that give me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
Kind of a low roll.
So you think it was more his force of personality than the actual spell flinging that disrupted the magic. You would guess that Serbios might have an element of himself or to himself that protected him against the Shadow Lord's draining abilities, especially with what he said about the crystal being used. You would you'd think almost for sure that was the Shadow Lord trying to take his life essence, like he's done to so many others.
Okay.
Like he was doing to the demons. Okay.
Yeah, it was his celestial heritage.
Hmm.
Actually, give me a moment because I have to update your tokens with the new dark vision I'm using. Might as well
Nice
do
talking
that
about
now.
people's Schroeder.
What's up?
It's not nice to talk about people's parents that you just met.
I don't
I,
know them, so it's fine.
Right.
Bastards left me in the woods.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
By the
actually,
way, does that make sense? My initiative is 1 and dot 13.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
your roll plus a dot your score
Dexterity.
index. Yeah, it's
I
for
see. Okay,
tiebreakers.
for yeah.
I see. Apart from that, on the spell slots, I have like 0 for everything. It's kind of weird. I'm not
You
sure
have
why.
to
Well,
manually change that.
Hmm.
yeah, unfortunately, there's no import or stuff. I don't know
Like,
if you have your character in Beyond, but you have
I'll
to
try to
reload it.
recreate this in Beyond because I'm not sure how many slots I'm supposed to have.
it should tell you on the left side, slots total and then slots remaining.
That's what I mean. I have nothing in both.
Oh,
Well, and oh, you may have to go back to Beyond and click on the spell side and then just do your selection. By the
Yeah.
way, Balfire has a link where he can share the content
Well,
with Beyond. I don't know if
actually, no, I think this is right. Those are just aren't those so you're, let's see, what class are you? You're just a warlock, right?
Yeah.
So I think those are at will, a lot of those, right? Cuz most of warlock spells are at will.
But
well, they have two spell slots usually. They
Yeah.
record
Yeah,
short
so
rest, but
you don't use spell slots as a
yeah,
warlock.
yeah.
Most of your abilities are at will. You have two spell slots before each short rest, which, yeah, you do have a lot of spells for a warlock. Is that
yeah.
something with your class?
No, it's because of the feats, I think, mostly. It's
S-
some racial
Yeah.
and some feats that add more.
So
And the
those,
wall as well.
yeah, so
What it's
those feats, if they're giving you spells, those might not necessarily, like, I'd have to look at the feats, but I mean, you basically have two slots, which is marked there, fifth level,
yeah.
which you would
No, yeah.
you would mark it as two of two because at the end of each long rest you get your two slots, and I don't know how you cast all those other spells if you use your spell slots or how that works. I would have to look at the feats, but yeah, no, that's actually correct the way it's set up because you
I
don't
see.
have that many spell slots.
So basically, I just have so many spells that I cannot use.
I would, like
You
I
would,
said,
No, no.
have to look at the feats to
yeah,
Yeah,
you,
see.
you still have a one use from the feet. Like for example, you have the Fey touched.
Yeah.
Do you have Fey touch? Yeah, I do have Fey touch too, and so I can cast Misty Step and X once per long rest.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
I'll have to
so
look.
a lot of those I would believe are once, probably per day, depending on the feats you took. But
Mhm.
those wouldn't necessarily use spell slots, so those are like a different
no,
thing.
no, they still say you can also cast these spells using spell slot you have of the
Oh, okay.
appropriate level.
So
And
you,
I think as a warlock, your spell slot don't have level, so basically you can cast any spell with a spell slot.
I see. All right.
yes, yeah, yeah. So yeah, like if you read the different feats that gave you those spell slots, it'll explain like how they're
Yeah.
cast. But
Hmm.
yeah, warlocks have very few spell slots per day. Most of their power comes from at will abilities.
Basically, that's
And
just Eldritch blasts all day long.
well, and short rest. I mean, you recover your spell slot with short rest, where we do with long rest.
Yeah, so you can
Right.
recover your spell slots a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have
All right.
less of them. All right, but anyway, you would return to Lady Dinara's chambers. She would
Hmm.
be happy to see all of you, especially Balefire. She says, "Welcome, friends." And let me get her picture up. She says, "I hope things are going well within Isik." And and she looks curiously at Nimble, and she says, "Who is this?" Nimble bows to her and he says, "You must be Lady Dinara. It is good to meet you. I am Nimble of the newly awakened Warforged faction within the city." He's going to try to charm her a bit with his persuasion. Actually does a decent job. And they speak for a while, and she just nods and says, "I shall have to learn more about your people. It sounds like you could be an ally in the coming times." He nods and says, "You as well." "And what of this one? I don't think we've met." And she looks to Serbios.
No, we have not. I have recently arrived in these lands, and I'm accompanying these people who I met an hour ago, basically. But they are my friends now, and I have no other.
She This is interesting. More people from other worlds. Balefire, you said you as well were from another world, yes?
Yep.
And she
So we
nods.
seems to be like a crazy nexus of mystical travelers.
Seems so.
I think for Bonfire that was pillow talk mostly.
Yeah. Uh, well, it is good to meet you. So, what brings you here?
Uh, I was basically being killed and then I escaped and came here. That is the short version of things. As I have told my friends here, some sort of shadowy figure tried to drain the life out of me.
All right.
I escaped.
So you basically recount your
Yeah.
escape. She thinks and says, "Shadowy figure. That sounds familiar." And she looks to the rest of the group. Is it he who you've all been hunting? Do you think?
We think so. We think so. We have found traces of laboratory work to build this shadow crystal. So whatever is doing the shadow crystals have a part to play into it.
She nods as
The
if deep in thought, much like the ritual that affected the city.
hmm Well, there's another worry though. Did we talk to you about um I'm drawing a blank on his the teacher like Thorn. Uh,
Dialogue.
Gavok. Gavok. Have we talked to you about Gavok?
I think she says, well, actually, out of character, you brought him here last time you walked past, and she was kind of
Yes.
That is
freaked
true.
out by him. But I don't think you told
Yes.
her he was Guyvok at the time.
Not.
Well,
She said She said to look out for him though. She had bad feelings.
Yeah.
yes. Well, you remember the friend the friend, quote unquote. We don't know where he is, and
Is that the one that
if
looks like a
your
musketeer?
yes, if
Yes,
your
I remember
knights
him.
were able to locate him, we would really like to know where he is right now in Isik because we try to keep him on our side, but I don't know. He found the laboratory we found ourselves in. We don't know really how, but he found about the experiment or the work that Malek was doing on creating shadow crystals.
Hmm.
So we are not sure what he's up to right now.
I can have my soldiers keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Is there a way for you to contact us outside of this room?
Unfortunately, I am not very connected to the magics like some of you are. I don't know of any way of
Um,
contacting you, but I can always send scouts to look for you. Generally, you have been within Chiron's library, yes?
Yes, there and the cathedral, and the underground areas too, where the Mother Ghoul was.
Well, if I have a message, I'll send scouts to the cathedral and to the library. I don't want to send my soldiers too far out into dangerous areas.
Fair enough. That would be helpful.
Well, for now, are you here to rest, perhaps stay the night? And she looks towards Bellpire, smiling.
We're gonna stay here, right? We're about due up for a little
Yeah, we
break
are.
before.
Well, I was more of thinking we could go to Chiron and introduce Fabius over there, just in case there's some research that can be helpful uh, to what happened to him.
Catch up with you guys tomorrow.
So you're
Bellfire
staying
staying
here?
here.
Yeah, I'll stay here for the night.
yeah, and then
Wow.
just come over to Chiron's lab in the morning.
Yep, no
All
problem.
right, fair enough.
Is
So
is the tooth
yeah,
charm that I left her still sitting on the bed?
Yes, she still has it.
Cool. We made friends.
Yeah.
yep.
All right. So, Balefire, you're just gonna stay here and try to meet them tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So the rest.
Shorter before we leave, can you keep a telepathic link with the Balefire at least as long as we can?
It only lasts an hour, but sure.
Yeah, just in case. If something happens on the way to Caron, at least he will know
Yeah,
we are at Caron.
I'll take 10 minutes to set up the telepathic bond.
Okay. So you set up a telepathic bond, then head out.
Aye,
All right.
aye.
So you go back into the tunnels. Oop. Pew.
Oh, yeah, not too late.
Oh, were you gonna say something?
Now I was about to because I forgot about Wildfire's owl, and he could have it with us.
Oh, wingman.
Actually
Yeah,
crossed my mind, but again, I wasn't sure how smart the owl would be.
he's
Uh,
not, but
I think it's
he's not.
like
But you can dismiss him and call him back whenever you want, right?
Right, I could bring him back to me, but I wouldn't know that you would want him to come to me. Or,
No, no, but yeah, just he wouldn't be able to communicate with you, but just in case something happens, at
right,
least.
but like if he's with you and you tell him to come back to me, is he going to be able to find the way?
No, 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 no. I don't think. No, that was not my. He's staying with us, and if at some point something happens and you don't hear anything, you can always like dismiss it, call it back, and get whatever story you got at that point.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
he wouldn't be great at telling you what had happened because I think his intelligence is 5, but he could give you
Yeah.
some details.
All right, I think I have him summoned. He's just hidden. Let me double check with the chat.
Mhm.
Or sorry, the Reddit.
So as you're traveling through the tunnels,
Yeah, I have an.
give
I'll set wingmen with them.
give me a d20 roll. Just anyone.
Hey.
19. All right. So what is the highest passive perception of the group right now?
Probably me with 18, and if you count the eye of the eagle, it's like 23 and passive.
All right. So as you're traveling, kind of just outside the fountain tunnels, you're heading down a hallway with a 16 or over passive perception. You would hear some noise up ahead.
Alright. Guys, shh, noise ahead. Something's up there. I
Should I
will.
go check it
Yeah,
out invisibly?
yeah. Go ahead. And
Right, I will cast invisibility on myself and go check it out.
Without a light source.
I
we
will
don't. I
cast
don't think.
invisibility on Calgrad so he can check it out.
All right. So you're about to cast it
Oh.
on yourself, and you're like,
All right.
how about you?
All right. Fair enough. So I'm going to toe step toward the noise.
All right. So as you are moving forward, up ahead, where there is a four-way sectional turn, several individuals step into view.
Mhm.
And let me get you some pictures.
How far am I from the others?
You're just kind of leaving where they are.
Okay. So I'm just like peeking to the next corner or something like that.
Yeah, and I'll show you positioning in a moment. But they kind of come around the corner, approaching the group, and one of them says, "You all stop.
Oh,
You've."
did they see me?
They don't seem to see you right now because you're invisible, but they do see the rest of your party. And he says, "You all have been causing the Alhoons quite a bit of trouble." surrender
Uh,
yourselves, put down your weapons, and come with us.
as
Uh, can I
as
see positioning?
Yeah, let me set up the board here.
What are
also
weapons?
as this conversation is happening, I'm gonna put my shield away and take out a torch.
I've already got a gemstone light.
Yeah.
All right, so the group is Servius, Nico, Balefire's not here, Schroeder, which is over here, by the way.
Aha, and my lantern.
And I will grab a torch for me.
Yeah, you can pull out your light sources.
Yeah.
And Calgrod.
Is that as far as he got?
No, Calgrod is probably up about this far. Actually, hang on. You guys are closer to the turn here.
Ah,
Should be like in this
there we go.
area. And from ahead of you, there are. I keep losing them. Where are they?
There we go.
Oh, there they are. So a couple of them have come into the light already. They are approaching the party, and as I said, they have asked you to drop your weapons. And I'll say, where is Calgrod? Calgrod, you're probably about here. Not hidden, so they do definitely hear something coming from your direction.
I thought I was going to go do a stealth check.
Okay, yeah, sure. Give me a stealth check. You probably would have been walking down the hall carefully.
Yeah.
And
Stealth
how
check. Yeah.
how many can we tell are there currently?
So you only see two that have stepped into the light, but you probably hear noise behind them, so there might be others. What does the group want to do? You don't think they know that you're there, Calgrod?
I'll just say, why should we trust you with our lives?
He says, I don't really care if you trust us, but if you don't drop your weapons, we will kill you.
Many have tried, few have succeeded.
Does that mean you died a few times?
He is going to growl and pull his crossbow. Put him down. Roll for initiative.
Need to make sure I'm not
I
on that.
disappeared, didn't I?
No, you are still there.
Okay, I just can't see.
Yay!
I just keep rolling 20s. This is insane.
So make sure you have your. Okay, you do. You got it on there.
It's just weird luck.
I can't see me, so I can't highlight myself for this. So yeah.
Just-
Oh, there it is. Perfect. I just flew in from somewhere. Thank you. There we go. Now I can roll.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
2 nat 20s in the initiative.
That means natural one is coming up next.
So did you send Balefire a message?
Yes,
We
that's the
can-
first thing I'm going to do is
We're thinking
telepathically warn him. How
Because you
far
did
are
have
we
the
from?
mental connection. This is actually right outside where the ghosts are, so it's pretty close.
Okay.
Also, it doesn't matter with the telepathic bond,
Yeah, that's
as
what
long
I
as we're on the
assumed.
same plane.
So Balefire, I'm gonna stick you on the map, but you are technically off the map. I assume you're gonna come, right?
See, depends what they say.
Hey, Revenants, fight! Come, right there.
All right.
I will certainly tell him, hey, fun with Revenants.
All right. So I'll say you're rushing to where they are, and you're probably about 2 rounds away. But the first to act is Serbios. So you see the revenants pull out their crossbow and start to level it with probably you because you're in front.
For some reason.
I'll say make sure to hit it with fire if you can.
Would I know if they're resistant to anything? Is it something I might know?
That would be knowledge religion for undead, which I don't think you have.
I see. Which I do not have, yeah. Alright. I would go with something a bit safer, as it is undead we are talking about. I would be casting Sickening Radiance, which I haven't used ever, and I'm trying to figure out... Can I see the radius here on the roll 20?
Yeah, so if you pull, there is under the journal, there's a section called Resources, and one called like Spell Effects. You can pull the radius out and place it where you want it. And Balefire, I stuck you on the
yeah,
For
initiative.
Sickening Radiance, it's spell
Yeah.
30-foot radius.
Yeah. So I drag it? That's the thing?
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
journal. Yeah, you got
Oh,
it.
that's huge. I cannot cast this. Oh, Jesus. Well, someone's gonna have a hard time when it's not me, it's Kelgrod. Sure, I'm gonna go with it anyway, because I can do it like this then, right? This is...
Yeah, technically
Yeah.
you wouldn't see where Calgrod is. Just keep that in mind.
Alright. So, in that case, I would just probably put it in the middle, so they are stuck like this, I think. This is the middle of it.
Okay. So you chant as you point down the hallway. This is a spell slot use, right?
Yeah, I'm clicking right now. One moment. And then
So
let's
click
see.
on click. Oh, I got show spell description. Okay. So I think on their turn is when they have to make a saving throw, right?
Yep, when they first get in it or start a turn in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mark yourself as concentrating, which is this icon, and that is it for you. Or are you going to move? Do anything else?
I would like to move back a bit because I wouldn't like getting shot at. The first thing I do in a new realm is getting shot at, which is nice. Every cube is 5 feet, I assume?
Yeah, so what you can do is pick up your token and press Q. Then as you click and as you drag the token, it should do a.
Alright, that's it for me then. I just moved back a bit.
Okay. The Revenants go. So we'll start with this guy. He has to make a save, right?
I got the 21. I'm not sure why I'm not above.
Yeah,
Oh,
Calgrod should be next.
Oh, maybe you rolled after I sorted. Let me try again. There we go. So Calgrod, I need I think con save
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah, it is a con save, right? Alright. Da, da, da.
Ooh, I don't think that's enough. Right?
No, it
No,
doesn't
my
seem-
spell DC is 16.
So
Yeah.
give me a damage roll.
The first thing I do is hurt my friends. What a great companion.
Hey, careful with hurting Calgrod. He's liable to kill you.
He gets very angry, especially when he's charmed.
It's not my fault he was invisible. I couldn't see him.
But yeah, give me a damage roll for the spell because it's a new round, so it would be different damage. Which I think
That's me or Calgrad?
that's you. So if you click on the spell, it
Yeah,
should just
that's
do a
you.
damage roll again.
Let me find it again. Sickening Radiance. Here you go.
Alright, so you would take 17 radiant damage, and I think you get a level of exhaustion,
And one level of exhaustion.
and it makes it
shit.
impossible for you to benefit from being invisible. So you are suddenly obvious to everyone as you kind of appear in the radiation.
Oh shit.
They're all looking at you now.
Oh wow, that's okay.
Luckily, it's only while you're in there, I think.
I think
Yes.
it's till the spell ends.
Yeah, so actually, I think that would have happened as soon as he cast it. Like, you would just appear. Because it says the
Yeah.
light makes it impossible for
I,
creatures to benefit from invisibility.
so I'm not hidden anymore. Right. And then
It's when they take damage from it. They gain a level of exhaustion and emit a green,
Oh, the green
Yeah.
light
dim
you're
greenish
emitting.
light.
Gotcha.
That's what makes
That's
it
what makes it
impossible to
impossible.
benefit
Yeah,
from
yeah, you're right.
to be invisible.
On the
right.
plus side, at least it goes away once the spell is over, I
Yes,
guess.
it's
Yes.
not it's not permanent
Yes.
exhaustion.
Hmm.
All right, so Calgrad, you're glowing a little from all this radiation. What do you want to do?
Yeah, and I'm getting hit here, so I'm going to back up. And 2, 3, so 30, 35. Glowing here, and I'm going to dodge.
All right, so that is it for you. As you're like, ah, as the
Yeah,
radiation kind of knocks you
and
out of
the
the invisibility. All
Dija dodges too.
right, so the revenants go. This guy is going to start his turn in the radiation and go as he tries to make a con save. He rolls a 17. So,
Bummer.
all right, so he would make it, and he's going to quickly growl, rushing forward 30 feet. He has his crossbow out, so he is going to aim at. You're dodging, huh?
Uh-huh.
He's going to aim at Schroeder. As
Are they
Schroeder's.
intelligent enough to know that?
Yeah, I mean, they can see
Uh,
that. They can see when you're being defensive, just like you can see when they are. And these aren't animal enemies, so they have some intelligence. So Schroeder, he takes a shot at you. Bonk. Rolls a natural 1 and completely misses.
He's feeling a bit off from the area he was in.
Yeah, he runs up and just fires really quick, missing. So the second guy is going to make a con save. Rolls a 13, which I think would fail, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So he is affected by the radiant energy. Go ahead and give me a damage roll.
Oh, every time I damage, we need to roll a
Yeah,
new one?
because it's a different turn, so each turn
Yeah,
the
no problem.
damage can change.
Hey.
20 radiant. Ow.
By the way, just a question. If somebody, I guess you have resistances and I guess you have vulnerabilities as well, because I haven't run up into it yet. Does
These guys, as far as you can tell, do not have either.
Yeah,
This
I
is-
mean generally, if does this work in the opposite direction? So if you are vulnerable, you take twice the damage.
Yes.
Alright.
I'll tell you, like, if he was vulnerable, I would have said he took 40 damage.
Yeah,
So-
I know. I'm just asking for common knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's gonna rush forward to here. Once again, he kind of looks down the barrel of his crossbow, and he's gonna fire at your new ally because he saw him cast the spell.
He's
Luckily,
probably going.
luckily you do have light cover from your allies.
Human shields, we call them.
Oh, but he got a 22, which I think would hit you.
Yeah, that's like 11 more.
So you are struck for 9 points of piercing damage as the crossbow bolt
Right.
kind of nicks your arm. And that would be it for him.
So, do I need to roll
Uh,
concentration now?
Yes.
Yes.
So D20 con save.
So that's just clicking on the con, or is it
Yeah,
like
you
this?
got it. So 21 would make it, and you maintain the spell. This one here is
Oh,
as
there
well
was another one.
going to rush forward. Running out of the thing, but he does have to make a save first. So con save. Oh, natural 1. Give me a damage roll.
So
No,
that
it's-
means he takes extra damage, right?
No. So he takes
Yeah.
22, being seared by radiant energy, and let me make sure I mark that they took radiant damage. Comes running out. He as well is going to take a shot at the warlock with some cover. Oh, natural 20. That's not good.
I'm hitting those 20s, but also getting hit by the same 20.
Yep. Only 10 points of, well, sorry, 13 points of damage as you were struck with a nasty hit. Luckily, your armor took most of it, and I do need another concentration check.
Sure. That's horrible.
Ooh, so you don't have Warcaster, I assume, right?
No, 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 no.
Alright, so that would fail, and your spell would go poof.
Well, at least you're not exhausted anymore.
That is true. And you're no longer glowing, so let me take that off you while I'm remembering.
So he is technically still invisible.
Yeah, now he would turn invisible again.
Yeah.
You're not gonna stay invisible. Well, wait, hold on.
Because he was invisible, he was just a
And
glowing
Schroeder,
area.
you're concentrating
Yeah.
on that, so make sure you mark yourself with that.
My bad. Yeah. That's the torch. There we go.
Uh,
Yeah. Until you attack. It's not until I attack.
Alright, so this guy is going to run up and fire at Calgrod, because he actually, being farther back, didn't see exactly what happened. Donk.
So am I back to invisible? So he has disadvantage?
Yes, he would have disadvantage, because he saw you for a moment, and then he's like, where did he go? He kind of saw you move over there and take some shots. Ooh, but with disadvantage, a 23 becomes an 8, and he would completely miss.
And you're also no longer exhausted.
Yeah, and you're no longer exhausted.
Oh,
This
that's
guy
cool.
yells, where did he go? Running forward, he's going to try to shoot at Calgrad as well, because, yeah, these guys don't like invisible people.
They played themselves at this point.
Alright, so, yeah, he would completely miss as the crossbow bolt shatters off the wall here and yells, he's somewhere! Nico, what are you going to do?
Can I see this guy's health, please?
Which guy?
This guy.
That guy, sure.
Okay. So.
That guy was
Alright.
not the one that was hurt by the fire, by the way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just need to double check range on something. So I'm going to run here. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'll do it.
Don't get too close.
I know.
Schroeder
Especially
yells,
when I don't have my shield right now. No, I'll go here, and I'm gonna cast my blender at 4th level.
Yeah.
Spiritual Guardians.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Give yourself
Oh.
the aura and link the spell.
Yep. Nope. Sorry, it's been. There we go. Aura is down here. 15.
Alright, so Nico runs forward chanting as radiant energy explodes from her, creating strange-looking soldiers that begin attacking your enemies.
Yeah. But they're friendly to friendly people, so.
Yeah. Anything else, Nico? Because I think they take damage on their turn once again.
They do take it on their turn. And that will be it for now.
Alright,
And I need to put that on concentrating.
Schroeder, what are you going to do?
I have a quick question about that spell. It says that it technically summons spirits. Would I be able to target one of those spirits?
No, those aren't actual creatures. They're more like energy that attacks.
Dang it! That would have been so cool. Alright, I'll just use my barbecue. 4th level fireball.
Alright, so pull on a radius of, I think, 20 feet and show me where you're placing it.
Boop!
So you chant, summoning forth arcane fire that you then hurl down the hall, causing a large explosion. The revenants dive for cover as the fire attempts to consume them.
Hey, 35 damage. That's nice.
Nice.
So let's see. That's 5 saves. Those are deck
And
saves,
no
right?
regeneration. Yeah, DC 17. And no regeneration for them.
DC 17, you said?
Indeed.
Alright, so the first guy makes it. He would take 35 half his. What is that?
17.
17. Oh, and yes, that turns off his regeneration. The rest of them would fail, so the rest of them take 35.
There you go.
And I am going to make a medicine check on this guy.
And no regeneration. Which guy?
That one.
That guy. Alright.
Yeah. The other guy.
There you go.
Alright, then I will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boop.
Alright. See,
Trying to get out of their crosshairs.
So that's it for you. Balefire, so you all would hear someone running down the hall behind you, but he will not arrive until next turn. Serbios.
Alright. I am not done pummeling the undead. I'm going with a different one this time. Let me get the fit radius. Basically, all my spells are fit radius at this point.
Hey!
I was gonna say.
I meant here. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Alright.
Working
So,
for the Alun. He's working for the Alun.
Yeah, he's a double agent.
Get him
I'm
now.
going to use Evert's black tentacles. They don't have to be black if you don't like it. And just put it down there.
Multicolored. Alright, so go ahead. Yeah. So tentacles spring forth from the ground as they start to whip around and attack these creatures. And this guy yells, "Bring down the caster, quick!"
How did you say that I can see how much feet I can move with the control Q?
So yeah, if you pick up your token, then press Q, then move the token, it'll do a ruler as you move it.
Oh yeah, I see. So I'm just gonna keep moving back because I don't feel that they like me very much at this point.
Yeah, and mark yourself as concentrating.
Mm-hmm.
Calgrod. So you've seen these tentacles spring forth from Serbius's.
Are they making the terrain difficult or anything?
Yeah, they-
Yes, it's difficult terrain, and I think they are attacking the enemies right now.
You get grappled if you fail a saving throw, and you
And
get
take
that.
3d6 bludgeon.
Can't
Nice.
really get into it then.
I meant restrained, not grappled.
I'm going to stand by Nico here to make sure nobody gets past us, but we're just I have my dagger out and I'm just dodging like Dija.
Alright, you form
Making
a
sure
wall trying to keep your
Yeah.
people protected. The Revenants go. So this first one has to make a couple of saves. What's the tentacle save?
Dex saving throw from what I see.
Alright. So that's, and yours is con, right, Nico?
Wisdom. Actually, hold on. Let me double check that. I think it's a wisdom save because I think we all made fun of me for asking you for a wisdom save once.
So the first one would fail the deck save, which means give me a damage roll.
Alrighty.
Wisdom.
And it's
yeah, mine-
And
restrained.
he is restrained. So
mine-
he is
mine's
grabbed and pummeled by these huge tentacles, which is now grabbing him.
So restrained means he cannot move, or what does it mean specifically?
So it means restrained is speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against him have advantage, and his attack
Okay.
rolls have disadvantage, I think.
Yeah,
And
that's very
nice.
disadvantage on deck saves. So he is going to use his strength to try to break this grab.
He also needs a wisdom save.
Oh, God damn it. All right. Wisdom save. 21, so I think he's okay with the wisdom.
He takes half of that. Radiant.
All right, so he takes 6 points. Yeah, 6 points of radiant.
And no regeneration.
He's going to use his strength save to try to break free. 25. Oh, yeah, so he just rips this thing off him. Then he moves forward through the tentacles. 10, 15, 20, 25, and stops there. And that's his turn.
My area is also difficult terrain for him.
Oh, what? All right. Here, 30.
We have created hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
don't
very
know if
much.
it's double difficult terrain in that doubled up area.
You know, it doesn't double, but it is still annoying.
Impossible
trying.
terrain.
So this guy here is going to try to make a deck save. Da-da. He rolls a 9, so he would fail. 9. Give me some damage. He is bludgeoned for 17 and is restrained.
That's a really good roll on that.
And he actually, let me
And
make sure. This guy is no longer restrained because he broke it. So he is going to. Oh yeah, he has to make a wisdom save as well.
When the enemy's turns take longer than ours.
8, so he would fail, taking full radiant.
Ouch.
I don't think they're having fun.
I told them, many have tried. None have succeeded.
So he is affected by that. He's going to attempt to break free with another strength save. Rolls a natural 1 and does not break free. So this guy is going to make a deck save.
Is that first dude supposed to be grappled?
He's restrained.
The first one.
This one here.
No, he's not.
Alright.
So this guy rolled an 18, so I think he made it, right? For his deck save.
I'm pretty sure.
So he's gonna move forward 10, 20, 30. And does he take half damage on the no, I think he takes nothing, right? For the tentacles.
No, for the tentacles, no, nothing.
But he would now enter your area. So he has to make a wisdom save. 23, so he would make that.
20, oh yeah.
Taking 8 points, and he is going to attack Balefire.
You mean Calgrad?
That's
Or,
impressive.
Sorry, Calgrad. He is very upset at all
He just
these
blew past all of us.
shenanigans. So he uses a fist attack. 2 fist attacks.
At disadvantage.
25
back to
becomes
invisible.
22.
Oh,
Do I parry that one with my red?
Alright, so you parry. What does parry give you? Plus what?
+4, so
Plus 4.
23.
Alright, so that would just miss. Second attack is 24 versus AC.
Yeah,
With disadvantage.
with
So I think you
disadvantage,
parry. Or wait, can you parry a second time?
No, I only have one reaction.
Alright, that's some really good rolls on disadvantage. So you take 13 bludgeoning, and he grabs your invisible self. He says, I have him! You have a lot of symbols on you.
Yep.
the exhaustion should be gone.
Yeah, the exhaustion's gone. But this one goes... Sorry, Balefire. It's a lot of loading here. Deck save 20. All right, so he makes it. He's gonna go
If it
10.
fails, it still counts as difficult terrain, even if he fails.
Yes.
Cool.
30. He's then going to take the dash action 10, 20, 30. Just trying
And
to.
a wisdom save.
And the wisdom save.
Nothing but saves.
25. So you made the
Yeah,
wisdom
yeah.
save, but he does take half damage.
7.
7 points of damage. This one yells, change your plan, kill the radiant one. And he points at Nico.
Oh.
And he has to make a dex save as a tentacle whips at him. Ah! He rolls a 4, and he is struck.
Let
So-
me roll damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. One moment.
Then he makes a strength save to break it, and he fails that as well. So he takes 12 points. What type of damage is that?
Bludgeoning.
All right, good. It's not necrotic.
No, he gets.
Yeah, he just gets whapped. So he takes that, and he is restrained now. Ah! He says, "Kill the casters, damn it!" That's it for the revenants. Finally, Nico.
I am. So I can see that this guy's hurting. But he's really far away. I'm just gonna. After
So-
hearing him tell everyone to kill me, I think I'm gonna take the dodge action
Okay. So
and stay exactly where I am.
you have your shield out, but you are dodging. And you're
No.
actually not below half health, so you wouldn't look hurt yet.
Okay.
No, I think it's for me.
Serbios.
Yeah. All right.
So
I
you,
thought it's just generally if you're wounded.
so you're considered wounded if you drop below half health. Otherwise, it's just more stamina you're using. You don't start
Alright.
taking wounds until you until you drop below half your HP.
Alrighty.
But yeah. Also, I don't have my shield out because Ward's not here to cast light on it anymore. So I have to hold the torch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for you, Nico. You're dodging.
Sorry, which one is our dodge?
It's the
token?
smaller shield with 2 lightning bolts.
Shield with 2 lightning bolts. Yeah, I'm dodging and I'm gonna stay put.
Okay, Schroeder.
Probably not going to hit as many of them this time, but I definitely want to make sure the far guy does not regenerate because he didn't get hit with anything fire or radiant.
Oh, Calgrod looks wounded, by the way.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's below half. But just for next time, maybe you didn't notice that turn.
Yeah,
So
that's
Schroeder, what are you gonna do?
Let's go with another barbecue.
All right.
And it's going to be almost exactly where the other radius is, but 1 block lower. Or should I go higher? Higher. Yeah, I'll go 1 block higher, so it hits the one next to Calgrod.
Sweet.
All right. Go ahead and. So that's gonna hit 3 of them.
Yes,
Gotcha.
for 28.
All right. So dex save for the first one, which actually is not their best save. 16.
No.
Alright, so he takes 28 as he is torched and is now looking wounded. The second guy is restrained, so he has disadvantage on this save. 11 would fail, so he as well takes 28. As he is burned, looking very wounded. And the last guy...
It's also restrained.
Yes. So he would roll a 10, failing, and also take 28, now looking wounded himself. Anything
So
else?
all 3 of those guys are now wounded?
Yes, they all look wounded.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna check this guy's health now.
All right, there you go.
Oh wait.
That's it for Schroeder, right?
Yep.
So Balefire, at this point, you would basically come running onto the battlefield. So you can go ahead and move on. I'll say half or at one of your movements. So it would take you a dash to get here. So go ahead and move up to I guess 30 is your movement.
It'd be 35, but I would have blade songed, so it'd be 45.
While you were running here, you would use Blade Song.
Yeah, because the blade song would give me an additional 30 feet per move.
All right, sure. So I'll give you you can do it at like 2 rounds off. So go ahead and move 45 onto the battlefield.
So like I'm on the edge of the battlefield, and we're gonna say that's 45. That's my move for the turn.
That was your move to get there. Then you can dash to get onto the battlefield, or you can attack from there if you want.
Okay, all right. So I'm here, and I have no move left. Then basically.
Yeah, you use that move of this turn to get up to the edge of the battlefield.
All right. And so we're gonna say my blade song was already active then as well. So I will mark that.
Come here, guys! As you come running down the hallway, you just see like all these
Just in
spells
time.
exploding on a bunch of the revenants up ahead.
I'll go ahead and throw out a hand and cast a firebolt at this guy.
All right.
Come on.
So you take aim, chanting as a firebolt goes streaking down the hallway. Oh yeah, 25 would strike, and he is dealt 17 fire damage.
Very nice.
And then I bonus action dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Hello.
dash
What's up, bud?
forward. That's it for you, right?
Yep.
Serbios, you maintain your tentacles as they continue to attack your foes. What are you going to do for your turn?
So, just to be clear, I can use cantrips at the same time as I'm maintaining a spell, or
Yes.
can't I?
Yes,
Alright.
you can. The only thing you can't do is cast another spell that requires your concentration, because that will break the first one.
Alright. So, I'm not sure if it's possible. I want to try to hit the Revenant that restrains Kalgrod. Is that possible for me without hitting Kalgrod?
Yes, but he has moderate cover, which would give him a +3 to his AC right now.
I see.
And there's a chance you could hit Calgrod depending on what you roll.
The roll itself, is it like a d20? How does it work with Eldritch Blast?
It's just a spell attack, so d20 plus your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier.
Against their AC?
Yeah, so I think if you click Eldritch Blast, it should already have that calculated.
Yep, it should.
Okay. Right. Sure. So, what I'll do is, I'm going to try and aim at this guy here. I'm not sure how to. I use Foundry now, so I don't remember already how to click people.
Alright, so this guy, you basically click and hold to ping it. Alright,
Yeah.
so you're shooting at that guy in front?
I want to Eldritch Blast him and repel him back into the tentacles as well with my invocation.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll for that.
Let's see.
Your first blast.
Oh,
Crit. Good shot. So yeah, as he's kind of pushing out of all these magical effects, you blast him right back in. So if you click on Eldritch Blast in the chat, it'll do a damage roll.
Alrighty. One moment.
So you
And
deal...
I think that's another roll, right? Because this is 2 Eldritch Blasts.
well,
Because
it did it, so it rolled 2 d10s. So that's 14 damage. And you said it
No,
pushed...
he gets a second
Oh yeah,
shot.
he gets more blasts.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so the first attack would strike, and that pushes him 10 feet.
And So the second attack I can aim at a different target as well, and then I just re-roll it, right?
Yes, it's another attack.
All right, and so I'm gonna take a risk and try to hit the one restraining. Will it push him back though if it's restraining him?
Yes, it will break the grab.
Well,
Yeah.
me and Calgro don't have the best report at this moment. I'm going to try this anyway, and I hope
Alright.
it's not a one. No, it's
There
not
you
a
Hey.
one.
go. It's
There we go.
So 22 would strike. Go ahead and give me a damage roll. Also, what's that +3 on there? So
No,
you're not blessed, so you can uncheck the bless global modifier.
Where is it? Because I have
On your core sheet,
Yeah, on your
go to
sheet.
core, and
There's
then right below your tools, there's
Below
global
my-
skill modifiers.
Alright, and you're pushing this one as well.
Yeah, back into the pit.
Alright, so he is pushed 10 feet back into the bludgeoning damage. Anything else?
No, just a question because I'm not sure I understand. I can only cast one invocation each time, or you
You
can't
can-
combine several?
So you can take one action per turn, and casting Eldritch Blast is your action.
No, I understand, but if I use Eldritch Blast, I cannot combine Repelling Blast with Agonizing Blast. Or is it possible?
I
No,
thought they
it's-
did both.
Yeah,
Because-
but I seem to do both.
Because the second one doesn't seem to apply the modifier from what I see.
You might have to manually edit the Eldritch Blast, but how much extra would Agonizing Blast do for each of them?
Plus 4, I think. That's
4?
my charisma, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Alright, so you do an extra 4 to each of them, and you might just have to modify the macro to do the extra 4 points of damage.
Check this later then.
Alright, so that's it for you?
Yes, I'm just looking for the bless thing. I'll
Alright.
find it at some point.
So Calgrod, you can take grappled off yourself. But it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm going to use a bonus action to have with the other guy, and actually try to shove him over there. So she's
Deja's
going to
doing
do-
a shove attack.
Yeah, shove attack instead of a more
Alright, so that would be, I think, athletics.
athletics. Okay,
Or just strength roll.
I think it's
oh.
athletics against.
So the Revenant, unfortunately, is very strong. So let's see how this goes. He's not trained in athletics, though. Yeah, he got a 21. So Deja would jump against him and just sort of smack her back.
Right. Yeah, and I'm going to move here, and I'm still invisible, so
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my invisibility this time. And
Oh.
swing. Well, you know what? I'm pretty good at holding the fort, so I think I'm going. No, I'm going to kind of keep my invisibility and just continue to dodge.
Okay. The Revenants go. So I'll start with this guy. He has to make a wisdom save. 21 would make it, but he does take 11 damage and he cannot regenerate, as far as you know.
Yep.
He is going to move this way 10 feet, setting up a. Deja would get Nappy on him if she wants to use a
Yeah,
reaction.
totally. Yeah, she doesn't. I told him that.
He's not that impressed with Deja, so he just
So
leaves
he's
her there.
just going to try to maul him. And she is going to go with. Come on. There you go.
Alright, so he gets to here, and Deja attacks. 15 would strike as she jumps at him, slashing. He takes 11 points of damage, seeming surprised by how hard she hits. But he is going to continue here because he wants to get rid of that radiant damage. And he's going to take 2 strikes at Nico with the flank. Luckily, she's dodging, so he has.
So he's got his crossbow in hand.
No, he has a crossbow and a fist, and he's just punching twice.
Oh, he's punching. Okay.
So 13 would miss with the first. 26 becomes into 16, which goes 18. 18 versus AC.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. Would a 15 hit you?
15 would not.
Okay. So he misses with the first, then pummels you for 11 bludgeoning. Bop, bop, bop.
And I have Warcaster.
Okay. So you are grabbed, and you have to make a con save, which you did. So the second guy, this unfortunate fellow, has to make another dex save. 15?
No, 16 is.
Alright, so he is smacked around and restrained.
Oh, that's a shame. Just 7.
7 points of damage.
It's the shame that hurts more.
Yeah. Alright, he's gonna try to break it. Strength save. 23, yeah, he rips the tentacle off him. He yells, get me away. 5, he's gonna provoke an Oppie from Calgrod if you want to take it.
Did it make its wisdom save yet?
No, not yet. Do you want to take an Oppie Calgrad? Oh, it did make its wisdom save, so it takes 6.
I feel like this setup has us being the sassiest group.
I will.
I love the part where I'm just pushing them back in. That was the best for me.
Yeah, yeah. That's,
Alright,
so fortunately, I have advantage because they cannot see me.
yeah, you
so,
would appear after this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I will appear after that though, but I will.
Hey.
So suddenly
There
there's
we
a
go.
flash as Calgrod appears from nowhere, stabbing this guy.
And I am no longer concentrating.
No longer concentrating. They seem resistant to psychic damage, as you only deal 12 points.
Okay. And he's going to get a favored foe extra bonus.
Okay.
Mm,
Good thing I didn't start with my psychic damage spells then.
So he's gonna, he moves here, 20, and then he is going to move here, giving Nico an Oppie if you want to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll swing with my Warhammer.
Alright, so you swing as he goes past you, trying to get out of all this radiant damage. 19 would strike, doing 9 points of bludgeoning.
And I'm throwing some thunder in there too.
Alright, so 13 points. Ugh. He's looking very beat up.
Good.
This guy is going to have to make a dex save first. 6 would fail, so he takes the pummeling damage of 8.
What's with damage rolls?
And he then is seared by the radiant energy of your aura and is destroyed. This guy is going to dex save again, trying to avoid damage. He would fail, so he takes some pummeling damage. 12.
There we go.
As the tentacle is squeezing the undeath life out of him. So he has to... he's going to use his action to try to break it. Strength save. 20 would break it. And he's going to come up this way. 10, 20. And he has to make a wisdom save. He would make that, taking 6.
This actually works really well in an area that's only 30 feet wide.
Oh yeah.
This guy...
Imagine threatening people with killing them and then just dying while restrained for 3 turns.
Yeah.
This guy dex saves. He is going to make it, so he doesn't take pummeling damage. He's going to try.
Yes, he does. He was already restrained. He automatically takes the damage.
Oh, really?
At the start of the turn, or how does that work?
Let's
Yeah,
see.
you want to link that spell again?
Yeah, I can.
A creature restrained by the tentacle, or not that one. Where is it? A creature that starts its turn in the area and is already restrained by the
All right,
tentacles
so go
takes
ahead, do
3d6 bludgeoning
3d6
damage.
damage.
Ah, cool. I am the warlock and I do not know anything, and that's cool.
I just read it because I'm just like, "Ooh, what does this do?"
Yeah.
It's a
All
cool
right,
spell. It's a
It
really
so
cool spell.
he
Both of them.
takes 9. He's going to break out of the tentacles.
Let's just fight in tunnels
He
till
goes
the end.
10, 15, 20, 25. He goes back this way.
Coward.
I ain't dealing with this.
It's still difficult terrain.
Oh, yeah, I included that. Nico,
All right.
what are you going to do?
Uh, 10. So this guy here is not wounded yet, correct?
No, he's not.
No? Okay. Um, hmm, I'm. I was gonna do something, but now if it's only gonna hit 3 of them, it's less fun.
Yeah.
Uh, sorry. Can I see Calgrod's current health? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead and message your health to Nico.
So we'll do that slash.
Okay. Um, I'm grappled at the moment. Yeah, I'll just. I'm just gonna be an annoyed large person and cast Destructive Wave on all of the enemies within 30 feet of me
All right,
Nice.
so you
and,
cast
and not hit
Destructive
them very
Wave.
well. But
So they have to make con saves.
yeah,
And it's
Uh,
thunder and radiant or necrotic. That's
radiant.
nasty.
Oh,
Jeez.
it's radiant. It is definitely.
Oh, that's a choice based on your alignment. Okay.
No,
yeah.
no. This one is a choice that I can make. But
You're choosing radiant.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
two of
that's what I
them,
was saying. Like you get to choose, which is
yeah.
nice.
two of them made their saves as the explosive energy shoots out from you. What's the damage on that?
5d6
20.
for each of them, but
Well, it says
I rolled really
13.
low.
Yeah,
Yeah,
13 and 9, so that's 22.
yeah.
So the guy that failed his save is consumed by the radiant wave.
Good.
The guy who made it takes half damage, I assume. So he takes
Yeah,
11.
half of each.
No prawn.
So that would be 6 and 4, so 10 damage. And the other one takes 10 damage as well.
And he's not prone, right? Oh no, is that not?
It isn't. It isn't.
No, I think if
Oh,
he makes it, he isn't.
Yeah, he's knocked so prone that he died.
The other guy, yeah, he went flying. Anything else, Nico?
Um,
It's permanently prone.
Yeah.
yep, and I'm just gonna growl at the one that's right next to me.
Okay, you growl at him. Schroeder, bottom of the round.
I want to check this guy's health.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I'll try to take that guy out. Uh, let's just go with the magic missile at second level.
Alright, so you fire 4 magical darts through the air.
Oh yeah,
So 12 points. So yeah, you blast him through with them. And he just falls forward. 4 little holes in his chest. Anything else?
that will be it.
Balefire.
You're right on time.
You arrived in time.
Don't even need me here. I was.
We
I was,
ruined his date
I was
night.
romancing the ghost.
You took too long.
That's not what she said. Um, So I will guess I will go ahead and move here.
All right, so you rush
Flame
up on him.
this guy.
All right, so you attack with the flank, +2 for the distraction of Nico.
And
Crit.
Oh, oh no. Well, I
He's-
think this fight's
he was
over.
he was really mad that he had
He
to
missed
run all
both
the
the
way
action.
here.
Holes,
Uh,
make me stop what I'm doing.
all right, so
You can
so
get back to what you were
12,
doing with the tentacles instead.
25.
Mhm.
Oh my. 25 plus 16 is 35. 41 plus 4 is 45. Um, I think you need one more D8 for the
Yeah,
fire.
that's a 7, right?
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll use that one. 49
Sounds
Yeah,
points of damage.
52.
Or wait, no, that's
that 7 has
4.
to activate one more time, right? Because
Well,
that 7.
no, that 7 would go to because that's
Yeah,
if
we'll
it
go to the
bounced.
crit.
So I'll just
Yeah.
use the 4 you rolled. So 46 damage to this guy.
Ouch.
Oh, as you just run up behind and stab him right through, and he is looking badly wounded, but he is still up.
Right. So hang on though. I need clarification. So there was 4 fire damage,
Yeah.
right? Is that normally halved?
Not on these guys. So
Right.
there was 8 fire damage. There was 4, then another 4 from the crit.
Oh, you just doubled the 4 rather than
Uh,
having me.
well, if you
Okay.
mouse over the 7, that's what would have jumped, but you rolled a 4 on that, so I just took that roll.
See what you, yeah. Okay, cool. No,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. Yeah, we're good.
All right,
All right.
so he is badly wounded. His balefire flaming, flaming blade pierces through him, and he pulls it back out. Serbius.
Just push him
Right.
back into the tentacles.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Just out of curiosity, if I push him back and he goes through attack of opportunity area, does
No,
it trigger it?
no,
No.
no. Force movement doesn't trigger oppies.
It would have been really sad. Uh,
Because yeah, then
no,
you could just
that's
force
a
movement
different
through your
call.
party over and over, just like
That'd be so messed up.
blade grinder, or they could do that to you, which would also be messed up.
Yeah.
Probably.
Someone could grapple
Uh,
you and just drag you through his whole party as they all just like cut you.
I assume 11 misses. I
Yeah.
still couldn't find a way to disable Bless. I can't see it anywhere.
Uh,
Uh, Look at your on the core sheet. You see
Yeah,
where all your skills are.
all the skills. Yeah.
Underneath that is your passive perception. Underneath that is all your tool proficiencies, and you should see global skill modifier on the bottom half of that.
I have nothing there. It's empty.
Then I'm not sure where it is on yours.
I am just blessed, it seems.
Yep.
yeah, that's weird. I don't see it either.
It might be
Uh,
in the
We
cog
can figure
tab
it out
somewhere.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Serbio's second shot,
Yes. Same guy.
15 would be enough, and you blast him with the second shot,
And
doing 7
I think.
plus 4. Or wait, no,
Yeah.
okay, it's fixed. So 7
Yeah.
points, and he is blasted back 10 feet. Back towards.
Not enough, but
Yeah.
Am
Anything
I
else?
still grappled?
You are, because he hasn't technically left you threatening. You have to push him outside of his threat area to
Yeah,
de-grapple you.
it
Wishful
would be
thinking.
really weird though, because he's like flying around, but he's still holding Nico.
Yeah.
Don't let go.
That's why he didn't fly far enough.
Yeah. All right, so Calgrad. I know we're a little over time, but you guys are pretty close to finishing this.
So I see the guy.
You cut out.
Flame. Oh, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to sacred flame him.
The
Over
guy
there.
back there? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So go ahead and launch a sacred flame.
So it's a dexterity save. So let me display that and cast on VTT. Here you go.
All right, so you send a sacred flame over at him. He fails and takes 12 points of radiant as he's rushing away down the hall. Oh.
I'm calling to stop concentration on the tentacle.
Alright.
Cerberus, you can do that as a free action.
Do you want to drop your spell, Serbios?
Sure, I don't mind.
Alright,
If
so
we want.
Calgros yells that, and you would drop the spell.
And
Calgros,
I'm
interesting.
sending I'm sending
Or
Dija here, 40 feet. So she's running in the darkness and scurrying after the guy. So 40 feet. The only thing I have to check is can she maul on the charge? I don't know if she can do that. Melee, it says she mauls. Okay, now so she cannot attack. She's too far. So she's just going to. So if the beast moves at least 20 feet straight toward the target and then hits with a maul attack on the center, and yeah, so that's not part of the attack. Alright, so she's going to go over there and try to prevent him from moving away.
Alright, the Revenants go. So this one is going to growl and punch Deja a bunch.
Jerk.
That's terrifying, though. Imagine
Whack,
just tentacles
whack.
disappearing and then a giant spider is running at you out of the darkness.
Cute
So
giant.
I think 17 would strike her.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
he does 13 bludgeoning, the first
Right.
attack. Then a 22, sorry, would strike her again for
Yep.
another 13, so 26 damage.
Okay.
She is grabbed,
Okay.
and he is actually going to move around this way, trying to put her in front of you and him. This one here has to make a wisdom save.
Please.
13 would fail, and he is disintegrated by the radiant damage.
Yeah.
Nico.
I will actually do this. I'm gonna. Is it difficult to move over this guy?
He's probably, yeah, unless you ran around him.
Okay. Oh no, I hit Q. There we go. I will go here. And now that I can almost see that guy, I'm going to cast something. What am I going to cast? I had a thought. I'm going to throw a guiding bolt at him.
All right. Oh yeah, 21 would strike, even with Deja giving him cover.
And it was just at level 1.
All right, so he is lit up with radiant energy, giving advantage on the next attack against him. Anything else?
And I can remove the grappled thing. That is all for me.
All right, Schroeder.
How far is this? Oh yeah, that's well within range. I'm just gonna smack him with some Eldritch Blasts. Or actually, no, not Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna use a Firebolt since it's only one attack and there's advantage right now.
Alright, so he does have some cover, but you would have advantage, so go ahead and take your Firebolt. 18 would strike, burning him for 4 points of damage.
That sucked. But at least he can't regenerate.
Anything else?
Anyways.
Yeah, I'll move up 30 feet. That's it.
Balefire. So you got 90 feet of movement with your blade singing.
Yeah, that gives me plenty of room to actually get into a flank. So we'll get there, and we'll green flame blade.
Alright, so you rush around using Deja for the flank and attack. Yeah, 23 would strike, doing 9, 19, 20, 28 points of damage, which would drop him. And the
Well,
group is safe.
at least they could threaten us, I guess.
Well, late to the party, Balfire, huh?
You didn't even need me. What the hell?
All
Man,
those magic
Uh,
users.
I just call you for the fun, not for the need.
I was having fun. Thank you very much.
I'll be collecting those bodies at some point.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the crossroad and make sure there's no
Alright, so this is probably a
right.
good place to end because we are a bit over. Let's do MVP votes, and we
I
can pick this up next time.
welcome, Serbios. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
What is
there are
MVP
some
vote?
nice
Please
spells.
update me on this.
So you whisper to me with this command, with the name of who you thought should be the MVP of the session, and whoever wins it gets a inspiration point, which you can spend to get advantage on a roll. You can have up to
You
10
can't
of
use your
those.
own character.
Yeah, and you can't
I
vote
already
for
got it.
yourself.
Yeah, so basically it's /W DM Dragon.
/W space GM space the name of who you're
GM.
voting for.
Alright.
And I'm pretty sure I know who it is.
And also, don't forget the Twitch vote.
Can't forget the
Can
Twitch vote.
I vote to Twitch? Yeah.
You can't vote twice. No, you
No,
can't use Twitch to get an extra vote.
no, I meant if I can vote to Twitch.
Oh, I mean, you could vote on there, but it's supposed to be more for other people. Anyway, Serbios, you are MVP with 4 votes. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Yay.
Welcome
Everybody
to the group.
likes tentacles.
Yeah, Balfire and me will have to make sure we don't run ahead to the enemy.
Exposed to radiation damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
exactly.
don't think it'll do much
Yeah.
for Balefire in terms of the tentacles.
He
Yeah.
does have a good deck save.
Yeah.
All right.
And he doesn't care about difficult terrain.
It's more the exhaustion levels from the radiation thing if you get hit by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all right, though.
which makes escaping harder. But if you're entangled. But anyway, I'm gonna take
Talk
off.
to you guys later.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a
Bye.
good one.
Goodbye,
Have a
guys.
good weekend.